What's up?
What's up, cuz?
What's up,
How you
man?
doing?
Hey, I'm good. What about you?
Good, bro.
Thank you for the
Can you
donations,
see me?
man. Hey, what's your question?
Yeah. Oh, shit. Hello. Yeah, can you see me?
No, I can't see you. Your camera's off.
I don't know why I'm trying to turn it on, but it's not working.
Yeah, I don't know
So,
how. I don't know what it looks like on your end in terms of how to turn it on.
my name is Brooke. So, my English is not good that much. I came from Africa, you know. I saw your video and really appreciate what you're doing. Keep what you're doing, you know.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. And you know what? I hope to bring this. Oh, I will be bringing this technology to Africa.
We should ask, bro. You can do it, yeah. So I saw that the news. You get your license or what?
I got my license. What do you mean by that?
Like not license, mean like
Patent?
patent. I mean,
Yeah, I'm patent pending. So
Why that?
that basically means I don't have the complete patent yet, but my name is in the system.
Okay, bro.
Thank you, Alicia. Happy to see you as well.
All right. Nice to meet you, bro.
Hey, yeah, you as well, man. You take care. If you
Right.
guys have questions, you can join in as a guest, and I'll let you in, and you can ask your questions. Other than that, I'll just be reading the chat. What's up, guys, on YouTube? You're running that new car? Oh, yeah, I'm sure you left the stream beforehand, but I didn't end up getting that car because it wasn't a diesel car. It was a gasoline car. The guy was lying. I think I'm going to switch the stream over to my other phone because it's going to be better quality. One second here. What's up, V? First one here. What's up? What's up? What's up, guys, on YouTube? See, there's some music on here. Okay, peace and love to you too, man. You thought I was dead? No, not yet. Not quite yet. You know what? Sometimes, on like when I came back, when I started making videos, I had a lot of people comment like on that video that I posted, coming back saying, "This guy's been gone for a year now. I hope he's still alive." And I'm like, "Well, you're literally commenting on the video I made." How old am I? I'm 20, May. 20 years old. I started building this machine when I was 17. So almost 4 years now in the game. You'll buy my stock. Yeah, I'm still deciding on more than likely I will be going public, but I'm still thinking, well, what's gonna be the best in terms of that? Should I keep it private or should I go public with it? What do you guys think? Of course, when you're public, then everybody can invest, so that's nice. But then, the disadvantage of when you're public is that you really don't steer your company at all. It's steered by the metrics and who has the biggest the biggest pie, the biggest piece of pie, the most equity in your company. So you're giving up control for being able to raise a lot of money. Thank you, Eva. Glad to see you as well. Yes, because ultimately, let's think about it, right? The technology like this, which has the potential to do so much for the world potentially, right? It is also very important that it is in the right hands too, right? Because it could ultimately be completely suppressed if it were in the control of somebody who doesn't want to see that, see that through. So is the CIA chasing you for creating that machine? No, they're not chasing me. The CIA has bigger fish to fry, like funding wars with tax money and stuff, Yes, I am doing fine. Thank you. People say I'm a clone. Yeah, I mean, I could be because deep fake AI. You really don't know if this is really me. Maybe I really did disappear after that year. What's up, Car? Oh, you've been here this whole time on YouTube, Cardinal. What's up, man? Peace. Glad to see you too. Me, her, she, one. Yeah, I remember you because you used to be in my live streams from way back then. Like 2 years ago now, almost, right? You're an OG. Any secondhand hazardous gases to worry about? No, there aren't, because once it goes through the car engine and is combusted properly, then goes through the catalytic converter, the emissions are pretty much on par and very similar to the emissions of regular fuels at that point by the time it goes through all of that. And no, the government is not after me. Look, guys, let's be honest. If the government was after me, I would not be on a phone right now. I'd not be on TikTok, the most controlling app. I would first thing I'd do is get. No, they're not. Try. One of the biggest apps, right? That literally gets all your information. I'm smart as hell. Thank you. I wouldn't even say I'm smart. I just have researched a lot. Ultimately anybody can go out there on the internet and just learn things if you just take the time. I would say I'm just disciplined enough to take in the information. That's what I would say. What does it mean for somebody to be smart? Because ultimately, right, doesn't it all just come down to like ambition and discipline, right? Because when you really think about it, right, anybody could really do anything if they just were given the right types of environment, and then they had the right type of disciplined mindset and such, right? So in that case, but I guess being smart is if it comes natural to you, then I guess, right? That's what being smart must mean. You tested for emissions. Will we need an outside party to test? Yeah, of course we need to get an outside party to test. That's what science is all about. That's what science is all about. I'm definitely not going to be the only one sharing results on the machine because, of course, my results might be different from when somebody else does it. I would never intentionally skew anything because I believe in science and the art of science, and that is, reporting true data, so that way you can really get this stuff moving and progress the whole field. But, things change in different variables. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. You guys' live is messing up. Yeah, it was pausing a little bit. It was pausing and being a little bit icky on my side too. You need help with my work. Yeah, actually, I am in the state right now where I am. I'm hiring editors and such. So if you're interested in that, you're gonna need to email me because there's too many DMs. I'm not gonna check the DMs on Instagram or TikTok. You got to email me. Did I create this process? No, I just innovated it and made it better. So kind of think about it like this, right? Like Elon Musk did not create the electric car, but he took Tesla and then he improved the electric car and made it like, so improved to where it's its own product now. And that's essentially what I'm doing here with this the microwave pyrolysis, turning plastic into fuel. It's been around for a very long time. I'm just making it to a point where it's very viable and profitable, and yeah. You can help me with funding. All right, well, send me an email. It's in my bio, business@naturejab.com. Send me an email and we'll talk. Cause I'm not gonna be able to be DMing on TikTok. You have to send me an email. Does your fuel work in cars without modification? Yeah, we'll have to find that out. I would guess yes, it will. But we're gonna once we put it in the car, I'm not gonna modify the car other than just making a direct engine input. You need a fabricator. Yeah, but not at the current moment. Of course, I will need fabricators and welders and all that once the next one's gonna be built out at the industrial scale. Literally on it right now. Yeah, good. Send that email and we'll definitely talk for sure. Thoughts on hydrogen engine? Yeah, people ask me that like every live. The hydrogen engine. So, I mean, the hydrogen engine is very simple. Well, I'm not gonna say it's simple, but the concept of it is very simple because all the hydrogen engine is just an engine that runs off of hydrogen. If you guys know, hydrogen is actually the most energy dense gas in the world. So think about like natural gas or propane, right? Well, hydrogen is kind of like that, but it just has a ton of energy in it. So we already have engines that run off of propane and natural gas. So that's pretty much all a hydrogen engine is. It's just suited for hydrogen. So they're really not anything like crazy because you still need to produce that hydrogen to run the engine, and hydrogen requires a lot of energy to produce. You need a sponsor. Yeah, if a sponsor would be great if it's something that matches up with what I represent. So shoot me an email and we can talk about that and see what's up. Am I the guy who makes plastiline? Yes, I make plastiline, plastadiesel, plastic kerosene. Thoughts on ether? Well, ether used to be a universally accepted element in science up until not even very long ago. So I still believe in ether, even scientifically, because it literally used to be in mainstream science. So yeah, I definitely do believe in that for sure. Yeah, 369. Love you. Hey, I love you back. It would be great if you can make the product environmentally friendly somehow. If the machine is run off of renewable resources like solar panels or wind, it actually is carbon negative. So that is environmentally friendly for one, and then of course we can make sure that the emissions, the fuels are all cleaned up, so that way the emissions are really nice and meet all the standards. So that's probably the best way about that, right? Can everyone get the machine to make fuel from plastic? No, it's. I personally am never gonna sell it to individuals. It's gonna be small and large businesses. Let's see. Hello? You're really quiet. Wait, let me see. Let me make sure my audio is up. Oh, there we go. Okay, you can talk now.
Are you American?
Yes, I'm from America, the United States.
Okay. From Germany, and I want for years to speak to a real American.
so
Did you think my American is good or bad?
Well, I think it depends on what you want. I'd say for business wise, America is probably one of the best countries to be in for business. I would say morally speaking and ethically, it probably is not the best up there. There's certainly better countries for that, but other than that, you know, like I said, it really depends on what your intention is.
Thank you. I go bye, okay?
All right, thank you. Take care.
Just
See, somebody else wants to come in here. Hello? What's up, Goblin? Goblin MMA. Oh, that guy left. If you guys want to come in here and ask questions, then feel free. Feel free to join in as a guest, and I'll let you in. Hello? Oh. Alright, they keep going offline. Somebody said, why not make it free and become history? Well, if it's free, how can I make it? Because it costs money to make, so it at least has to break even. It doesn't have to be profitable, but it at least needs to break even. Hey, David. Megan Weston.
Oh, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. So yeah, I think what you have going is definitely pretty interesting. Yeah, very, very unique. Did you build, I guess you built that system yourself, eh?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you
I
build
did.
it out of like galvanized, is it galvanized piping you use?
So the actual body is made out of propane tanks, and then the very end of it, the end cap that opens up, is made out of stainless steel.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. So at the end product, like I don't know if you can like release this information or not, but I was curious to know, talking about like the environmentally friendly thing, do you know, like, have you had it passed for anything yet, or like, because you know when that case happened where the guy, scientist made leaded gas, and it actually ended up making everyone insane. And so I just wondered, being able to think of it as an environmental view, like what do you think like you could do to ensure people that it is okay for the people who are walking by, and you know, because those fumes definitely is something to kind of think about, I would think, depending on, you know, what is coming out of there.
That's a great question. So thank you very much for asking that, first of all. So I will want to touch on when you talked about the leaded gas. So for you guys that don't know, the reason why when you go to the gas station it says unleaded is because they used to put lead in gasoline, and we all know nowadays lead is toxic. So it went on to end up giving people like mental issues and developmental issues. So they don't do that anymore. So she is asking, how can I make sure that the plastoline isn't like that? So first of all, I'll say it like this, right? Gasoline has an octane level to it, right? They add these things to them to boost the octane. Lead was an octane booster. It was an additive, right? So when they get gasoline right out of crude oil, it doesn't have those things in it that cause those issues, right? Because they have refining processes, and they have these cat crackers, as they call them. And what they are is they're catalytic, they're giant towers with palladium in them, and these type of precious platinum metals that end up actually catalytically reacting with a lot of these benzenes and such that could be really harmful to us as humans. So going back to that, when I take my plastic, right, and put it in my machine, it needs to go through filters and such before it comes out as the oil, right? Or even after I already get the oil, when I refine the oil to make it into gasoline, diesel, or jet fuel, I can then put it through catalytic refinement then. So basically, if I am able...
Filters actually...
What was that?
Sorry. Are those filters actually able to reduce plastics though? Like, are those certified? Because like I know the thing is that like I'm really big into water treatment, And there's a lot of plastics like getting into our environment nowadays, which is crazy, right?
Right.
And it's actually really hard to be able to filter out plastics in water supply because of the particles being so small.
The microplastics, and I'll touch on that right there. So I think that the first thing is this process of pyrolysis. I want you to completely understand what's going on here. So we're putting the plastic in this machine, right? It's completely airtight, so the plastic is not burning. It's being heated up. It's being superheated to a point of where it's destroyed, but it can't catch on fire because there's no air in there, right? Just like when you put the lid over a candle, it snuffs out the flame. So there's no oxide reactions there, for one. And then for two, in order for the plastic to break down and become oil, the plastic itself on a chemical level is completely destroyed and broken into smaller molecules, smaller atomic bonds at that point. They call them hydrocarbon bonds. So when I'm getting the liquid, there is 0% of microplastics in the liquid, because that liquid is literally formed because the plastic has been chemically destroyed and degraded at that point.
And how would you test that end product for plastic?
It would have to be the same.
How do you know that it's at 0?
Well, I know that it's at 0, for one, because I have read a lot of research papers on pyrolysis of all sorts, and that has never been anything that's been brought up when they do the chromatography on the oils. And then for two, just understanding the chemistry of it, there can't be any plastics in there because for the oil to form to begin with, the plastic has to be completely destroyed, right? So it's kind of like this, right? Let me give you an analogy here. Let's say we have a wood fire, right? When the wood is burning and there's smoke coming off of the fire, there can't be any wood in that smoke, right? Because that smoke is literally created from the wood being destroyed. So to kind of think about that, like what we're doing here, the plastic goes in the machine and then the microwaves heat it up until it is thermally destroyed and it becomes a vapor. So think about that vapor kind of like the smoke with the wood fire. And then that vapor then goes through a whole bunch of different columns and pipes and condensers to then condense the oil out of it, just like how clouds condense the water into rain.
So that's pretty interesting. So basically the plastic kind of just dissipates throughout that process, and you don't actually have it's almost like it really pretty much just disappears, is what you're saying.
Yes, it does. And you know, the reason why is because heat is the universal solvent of everything. So plastic is not biodegradable. That means that the natural biology of our world, the natural bacteria and fungi can't degrade it, right? But heat can degrade it. So it's just like when you eat food and then the food breaks down into eventually carbohydrates in your body, right? When the food breaks down to carbohydrates, it's not food anymore, it's carbohydrates. So when we break this plastic down into the oil, it's not plastic anymore, it's oil.
Now that's interesting, because if what you're saying is scientifically correct, then that'd be very interesting to be able to innovate towards, actually making some sort of, manufacturing plant for reducing, recycling, and also reusing. And I think that's a pretty interesting thing if that end product does not have plastics. But also, do we really know, everything that is in that end product, though? Absolutely everything?
Yeah, so the end product, knowing everything in it, is one of the biggest issues, and I'm glad you asked that, because that has always been one of the biggest issues with this process, because, especially when we're taking plastic from people's houses and stuff. If the plastic, if you have one piece of plastic in there in the machine that's pure, but another piece that has maybe some oil on it, or a film, of food, or plastic, or paper, or different type of plastic, there's several different types of plastics, then that's going to change all the components which are in the end oil product. So let me tell you how I solved that myself. So in order to deal with all the variability in that initial oil product, once we get the oil product, we have to refine it a second time through standard distillation, which is the same process we use to turn crude oil into gasoline to begin with. And then through distillation, we can very specifically control the temperature to get exactly what we want out.
You know, and that is definitely a really complex thing for sure, because like even in relation to water quality, there are so many contaminants in our environment that are are getting into our taps nowadays because of the amount of chemicals that are in our environment, and
Right.
the technologies to be able to filter out some of that is actually not that good, depending on what it is. So yeah, I think, you know, what you're doing is great, and thank you for going in depth with that. You know, that was pretty interesting, you know. But yeah, if you I think that like if you can kind of go about really also like spreading awareness on the environmental side of things and like more in depth with that, I think that would be also pretty cool. Just that awareness, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the feedback, and thank you for the real great and deep critically thinking question. I love that type of question.
Yeah, well, I love like-minded people, because I definitely think about stuff like this all the time. not in your area in particular, but with water. So, but yeah, I wish you the best, and I hope everything works out for you.
You as well. Thank you. And you have a great night, Megan.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye. Guys, I feel like I saw the CIA in my chat. Was that the CIA up there in the middle of me talking? I saw like this, like literally the CIA in here. I can marry you if I don't die. Well, the CIA is in here, so you better get the CIA, Danielle. All right, looks like my days are numbered. The CIA wants to come in. Okay, the CIA wants to talk.
Yo, what's up, man?
Well, what's up? The CIA, you're
So
my
I
biggest
heard
op.
that you're making oil out of plastic, okay?
Yeah.
Now listen, all right? So we can't be having that, my man. We can't be having that. USC needs their sales to go good, okay?
Wait.
That's why we have oil. What's the point of us having plastic? Why do you think there's a bunch of plastic in the ocean? Because people don't think that it can make oil. Because they think it's garbage. They think it does nothing.
Oh, okay. So you guys. So that's why you want me to do what I'm doing.
Yes, you need to keep doing what you're doing, okay? You're basically sparking up a new business.
So,
okay?
but what are you gonna do about it, huh?
Nothing, bro. I'm not against it. I'm with you, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't agree with America, bro. You need to do this. This is
right,
smart.
Right.
We're not using oil, so we're not messing with any natural resources like fossil fuels or anything like that. It's like we're literally helping the earth. We're literally getting plastic from the ocean.
Right.
And making into stuff that you can use for other purposes.
Yeah. Hey, man, you know what? I'm surprised because look, in my comments, people always are saying that you're out here to get me, but you seem to be on my side, legit.
Yeah, bro. I'm just trying to listen. I'm just trying to keep up, see what you're doing. It's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting.
Okay. All right, man.
My comment got like 20K, and I can't even. My inbox is like 99 plus every day.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. You are the CIA afterwards. I mean, goodness gracious. It's just, man, it's great to meet you, CIA. I didn't know the CIA was just a single man, but hey, you learn something every
sleeping,
day.
Okay? So,
yeah, of
I
course.
just had to sneak up on TikTok real quick.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Well, you take care, CIA. I didn't know you'd be so nice. Wow, guys, I'm really surprised. I thought my life was at risk letting the CIA in here. You know, you guys been telling me all of that, all this stuff, you know, fear mongering, all this stuff they're gonna do to me, all these grotesque acts. But
Bro, what's up?
What's up?
I want to ask you one question, just one question.
Yeah.
Since you have been posting about these fossil fuels and everything, have you ever been confronted by any secret agency or these federal people?
Not yet. You know, once you get so big, then the Illuminati comes and they talk to you, right?
Speaking of Illuminati, I want you to bend your neck like this. I want to see if there's any markings. Like this.
Like what?
Like to your right a bit, showing your neck section between your OD and your neck. I want to see something.
Yeah. Wait, I don't really know what you're saying, to be honest.
There is a reason why I'm asking, because most of the time they tend to clone you people. Like you might not be the person. You might not be the person.
So you think I'm cloned?
Yeah.
You think I'm cloned?
You might be cloned.
Yeah, I could be. How you know if I'm not cloned? I disappeared for a year.
I'm still not convinced because you are making plastic into fuel and you're this comfortable and you are free on TikTok and they're letting you stream.
I guess that's something the world may never know. If was I cloned already? Did they get me last year when my videos were starting to blow up? Did they get me early? You guys may never know. I could be the CIA op this whole time. That's what I'm saying.
And we need some of your tech here in Nigeria, bro.
Oh, of course. Definitely bringing it to Nigeria. Bringing it to every province and country in Africa. Absolutely.
Can the machine be built easily from your home?
No, not from your home. It's too dangerous. It has to be a small or large business.
Okay. Wait, I want to. Can the thing operate on like generator or pumping machine?
Yeah, it can run off of a generator. It can also run off of solar panels, windmills, hydroelectric, all of that. So,
Do you intend to sell any of it?
to sell, I intend to sell the machines themselves.
No, the oil you make out of it.
No,
you intend to sell them?
I'm not gonna be selling the oil. I'm gonna be selling the machines. If people want to get the machines and then make the oil and sell it themselves, they can do that. But I'm just gonna be selling the machines. At least that's what my goal is.
How much for the machine?
There's gonna be many different size machines, but I would say the cheapest one probably would be like $100,000.
Wow, that's 132 million naira a year.
Dang, goodness gracious, currency. Yeah, I mean, and it's because microwave technology is so expensive. Like a single microwave part for this industrial machine is like $10,000. It's very expensive stuff when you get them at that level. So that's why like even the cheapest machine is expensive, but it's gonna be worth it, of course, to have it. You have a real question, he said.
Do you have a car?
Do I have a car? I do have a car.
Have you tried operating your car with this fuel?
No, I need to get a diesel car to do that. So my car is not diesel. My car is petrol. So once I get a diesel car, I'll be running it.
Oh,
Thank you,
good.
Kayla.
Nice talking with you, man.
Hey, man, nice talking to you as well. You take care.
Can you
Thank
follow
you.
back? Can you follow me? I'll follow back.
I don't know about that, man, but thank you for joining in.
All right.
Yeah, take care. Oh, we got somebody else. You guys are just keeping it coming in with these requests. What's up? I don't care. Let me close this menu here. I'm trying to get to this YouTube chat. Oh, there we go. Oh, what's the number? How do we get in? Oh, call in. Oh, yeah, I'm not doing call-ins. These people are on TikTok. So there's like a built-in thing where they can just come in. But you know what? That gave me a great idea. I should implement that for my YouTube lives, a little call-in thing. Because I have another phone here, but this phone doesn't have a SIM in it. But I could figure out something to implement. Guys, this is not a case on this phone. The phone is actually, this is how the phone literally looks. It is not a case. Put this guy in here. Yeah, you see, like, this is not a case on this phone. It literally is bare bones like that. And it did it to itself, too. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna figure that out, guys, on YouTube. How I can implement you guys to call in. Let me see if I can set that up now. And surely it was not that hard, right? Surely there's just some type of program online. It's like Zoom, pretty much, right? This guy's still loading in here. What's up? Tierra. Has the government been looking for you since you made? Hey, you know that? Look, I'm on TikTok right now, guys. 2 phones right in front of my face. The government, they know everything about me. I got so many mics in here, so many cameras, and I can't run from the government. I'm already in their sights. I'm right in their optics. So if they're out here to get me, they're gonna get me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no thing I can do about it. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, Commando Spawn. I appreciate it. Let me see. Yeah, seriously, guys, on YouTube, I'm about to see if I can set up a call-in thing. Because that's great. That was a great suggestion there. Because I've been feeling bad for you guys on YouTube. Because these guys on TikTok can come in and talk, but you guys can't. Call in. call in live chat. It might have to be something else, like a little subscription or something, or whatever. You guys know of any software like that that I can like download that let people just call in, like literally like dial in a number? Hey Jazz, are you planning to sell or donate to other people? I'm planning to sell, because if I want this all over the world, like if I want this just in my state, yeah, donate. But if I want it all over the world, you gotta. It is. That's how the world works. You know, look, I'm not a money person, but that's what the world runs off of. So if I want to play the game and get my machine out there, I have to play the game how it's been designed. It's money. How old am I? I'm 20. WhatsApp? I don't know, because every time I try to do WhatsApp, it's like my personal number. I don't want people to know my personal number. Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, are you of the government going after you for making like really accessible gasoline?
So look, here's the thing about the government. Right? The government, they either would have come for me already, because I've had videos go very viral, or they're waiting on me to actually build a huge machine first. Or they actually don't care. Now, I personally think they don't actually care what I'm doing, but if it is the other way around, and they're just waiting for me to build the big machine first, then my days are numbered.
Oh, shit, man. Well, I really hope that they're just waiting, or they're not waiting. Oh, my God. I hope that they don't care. But if they do care, stay safe. I've been following this for a while. I support all this, man.
Thank you.
I really love the motive. You really keep going, bro.
Hey, you too. Where are you from?
Have a good one.
Hey, you too, man. Stay blessed. Where you from? Well, I was born in Tennessee, but I've been in Georgia for most of my life. So usually I'm just like, mate, you know, I'm from Georgia, because I've been here for like 12 years at this point. Why'd you even bring this up, though? Do you need investors? I mean, investors would be nice, but you know what I'm saying. Like maybe right now may not be the best time, you know, because I'm not trying to give up my whole company right now. You know, guys, I'm trying to find a software, guys, on YouTube. I'm trying to find a software so I can let you guys in. What's going on? Yo, Jax. What's going on, Jax? What are you? What's up with you, man? Are you okay? You guys hear this? Sounds like he's having some type of heart palpitations or something. I don't know what's going on, but all right. Well, in that case, mate, clearly, I don't know what's going on with that guy, mate. Yeah, hey yo, I don't know what's going on with that. He's got to be put down, mate. That dog's going sick, innit? I don't know what that was. Don't want no man breathing into my ear. Get that out of here.
Yo.
What's up?
How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Pretty good. I only just found your, I saw someone, repost you.
Uh-huh.
I was like, yo, this dude's trying to make strides in society.
For sure.
Hey, are you not worried, if you end up getting bigger, people will come after you, or not, come after your patent and whatnot?
Yeah, so, that is a worry, honestly. People coming, you know what I'm saying? Not even, the government coming after me, on a health-wise perspective, knocking me, but coming after me in terms of legally, because you can't really do much about that, you know what I'm saying, honestly. So that's one of those things. It's just we're gonna have to just watch it and see how it plays out, because if it happens, I can't do anything about it. But if it doesn't happen, then I'll be fine. So ultimately, it's not gonna slow me down. I'm just gonna keep going anyway.
You said you already submitted your patent, right?
Yeah, patent pending.
How long ago did you submit it?
Last December.
Okay.
Yep. It'll take another few years before it's accepted. It's a long process. Yeah, I have an LLC, guys. Let me see. Call in number 4.
Right?
Yeah, I'm in the U.S. I'm in Georgia.
Yeah, because I don't know. I know the government has sway over patents, because I've seen people invent things ones that are technically like, you know, like owned by the, well, you've heard of the military industrial complex, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they've invented things that, you know, they've taken or like removed from other inventors, and they're like, sometimes their patents will get passed, but they get revoked, or their patent will get stopped before it can even be passed. So that's honestly who you got to look out for, because really the military industrial complex are the people that pretty much come after inventors like yourself.
And but what can you really do if it's literally the military? What do you do?
I mean, the most you can do is really watch your back. Maybe hire like armed security once you start getting bigger.
But like, I hear that, but armed security and stuff is to protect you from people. If the military's coming after you, you're done. It's that simple.
But they're not going to make a big spectacle and send an actual army. They're likely going to send like plainclothes civilian, like agents. They're likely to utilize the FBI or CIA to come after you.
Well, if the FBI or CIA is coming after me, I think I'm done that way too. It's literally called the SWAT is literally the special weapons and tactics. They got all types of weapons. You know what I'm saying? How many percent is Mark V finished? Mark V has not been started yet. Mark V is not started. Mark V is going to be an expensive little machine. I'll tell you that right now. Guys on YouTube, I'm about to open a Zoom, and you guys will be able to call into the Zoom and ask a question. That's what I'm going to do. I'll put the number in a little bit, guys.
Are you fully self-taught?
Yes, I'm self-taught. No formal education.
That's incredible. I really commend you on that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, because I mean, I deal with like tech, kind of like an IT specialist, so I'm pretty much self-taught in circuits and dealing with computers and servers, and then I'm in college now for it, so that's kind of my expertise. But it's interesting. I have a couple friends that specialize in what you're doing, which I think falls into like the engineering field, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing, right? It's chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, radio engineering. So it is like broadly engineering. It's just so many things, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely incredible though, and I'm glad you're trying to make a stride towards actually doing something good for society. But you know, as we know, trying to eliminate issues that make people money is when you start, you know, causing problems, because although other than military industrial complex, there's also all the big oil industries and like gas industries that you're going to be messing with their money. And if you manage to get a factory open and actually start like chemically converting plastic to gas, you're going to be messing with their pockets, and those billionaires are ruthless.
Well, I may not be messing with their pockets, because it actually may end up actually benefiting the oil companies, and I say that because ultimately the oil companies they don't want oil to be ruled out by electricity and replaced, and with this technology, it will allow, you know, like combustion vehicles to stay around longer and such. So, you know, we're gonna see how it plays out, but I think that actually might be good for the big companies, believe it or not.
Yeah, but with you turning plastic into gas, you would be able to undercut all their prices.
But let me tell you this:
they purposely hold control over the actual economic.
I understand that, but let me tell you this, because this is something most people don't understand. Oil companies and plastic companies are the same, because plastic is made from oil. So big plastic is big oil. So if I'm creating a device that turns plastic into fuel and allows them to ramp up production on plastic because we know it's no longer an issue, then they're fine, because if they're not making that much profit from selling gas, they're just going to make all that profit from selling plastic. Guys, in YouTube, I just put the call-in number in the chat. If you guys want to call in, let's see if that works. Somebody try it. Somebody try to call in from YouTube, and we'll see if that works. Money is money. Yeah, money is money at the end of the day. If you can sell it, you know what I'm saying? Because you can sell gasoline, you can sell plastic. And, you know, they're one and the same ultimately. So they just want money, right?
How far do you intend on, like, branching this out? Like, say you get an actual factory and whatnot, and you're mass producing, like, hundreds to thousands of gallons worth of gas. Are you gonna like make your own like maybe gas station company, like plastics type gas station company, or?
I mean,
something like that.
my main focus now is really just to sell these machines themselves to small and large businesses. I'm not really as interested in selling the oil. I could sell it to just, the already existing oil refineries. They refine it and sell it at their gas stations. But yeah, like ultimately, it's really just about getting the machines out there, because think about how many provinces and countries in the world, like in Africa and then even in like Asia, they're riddled with plastic waste that they can't do anything with because they don't have a machine to process it. I want these machines to be in those places. Guys on YouTube, tell me if that number is working, because I don't think anybody's called in yet. Wrong number. Oh, that's what Zoom gave me.
So you're looking at it from a philanthropist standpoint, almost.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, because this is ultimately that's always been my intention. Like, I don't, I want to get rid of plastic waste. I don't want these countries to be struggling like they are. Beyond all else. Fortunately, because we're talking about things like oil and plastic, this is a very profitable and lucrative field to be in. But I mean, who cares about money if literally like your whole land is just absolutely dilapidated with plastic waste and textile waste. It's very sad. That's nature we're talking about there, man. It's sacred.
You intend on putting rules and regulations in place that prevent people from, like, if they buy your machine, to use it to profit massive amounts of money?
I mean, look, when I sell the machine to people, it's up to them what they do with it. Somebody asked me, the question is, can you get these prices below the cost of oil out of the ground? How much energy does it take to make 1 gallon of gas? So in terms of getting this price below the price of energy from the ground, or the oil from the ground, I think it's actually really profitable. And I'll tell you why. Because a huge part of the money that we spend at the pump is actually for the logistics, for the transportation of that gas across the pipelines, from the oceans, wherever they get it from. We pay a lot of that. But with this machine, you can literally make gas like in the same province that you're refining it in. What's up, John? And if you do that, you're going to cut out a lot of the cost of logistics. So if the machine runs very efficiently and off of a renewable source, and it's a very low energy cost going in, you can literally sell the gas for probably like something like $2-3 a gallon. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have all those logistics of having trucks and ships going all across countries and importing, exporting, all that. You don't have all that. You're making your oil right there, at the back of a McDonald's or something. Let me see. How can I get this Zoom number to work? I want you guys to be able to call in on YouTube. Let's see.
I'm gonna go ahead and head out, but I appreciate you talking to me.
Yeah, for sure, man. Good questions. You take care. I don't know. Hey, you guys on YouTube, can you guys like, or even you guys here? I'm trying to like, I'm in a Zoom meeting on this phone, right? And you know how Zoom meeting lets you call in? I'm trying to like have that so people on YouTube can call in and like they could be talking like you guys are on TikTok. And like I gave them the number and then they said the calling number is not working. So I don't know like if I did something wrong. But this phone does not have a SIM card though. This is just on Wi-Fi. So is that what it is? Does it have to have a SIM card in it for them to call in? What's up, Ventana? You have to send the link to? Okay. I'll send the link. I'll put the link in the YouTube chat, guys. Oh, do I know how much energy it takes to create 1 gallon of gasoline from plastic? In my machine, it took about between 25 and 30 kilowatt hours. In bigger machines, more efficient machines, it may be, I would say it's going to be less because it's more efficient. Because when things scale up, when this machine scales up, it's going to be so much more efficient. So I would say the goal is to get it to like 10. Like I want to put in 10 kilowatt hours and get a gallon of gas, because a gallon of gas. Let's see how many kilowatt hours a gallon of gas has in it, because we want to beat that number. How many kilowatt hours does a gallon of gas have? Gasoline produce. So a gallon of gasoline produces 33.7 kilowatt hours. So if we can get the machines down to like it takes like 10, 15 to produce that much, then that's pretty good. So that's the goal. No, that's not my number, man. I'm not giving out my number, Jack. That's a Zoom number. I'm trying to get the Zoom link to work for you guys. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. I'm about to have it figured out. If I built a reactor, I can surely figure out how to get Zoom working, right? I would hope. Thank you, Brian. I thought they got me. I ain't get me yet. I'm still here, baby. Baby. Zoom. Why can I not find out where the Zoom link is? I should be able to like share it, right? Like, why is this so difficult for me? I don't understand. Okay, so I see the invite link. It's copied to the clipboard. So now I need to like go in my own chat and paste it in there. I advise to keep protecting your invention and move swiftly. I agree with that about protecting the invention all the way and moving swiftly. I don't think I should move swiftly because, you mess up when you move swiftly. I should be moving really slow, if anything. Doing what I've been doing, like taking a year off, you know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. Moving real slow. I got the Zoom link, guys. I got the Zoom link. I'm about to paste it in the chat. I just gotta get to the chat. My phone's doing weird stuff. It's like trying to update right now, all type of stuff. Oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me. So complicated. Let me just email the link to myself. That's what I'm about to do. Hey, Jen. Just Jen. How you doing? Let's see. NatureJab. Guys, if you have any type of business inquiries or if you're interested in like, I'm building out my team of like video editors and video uploaders and stuff. So if you're interested in all that, send me an email, business@naturejab.com, and we'll get stuff going. But it's got to be an email, not DM me, because I'm never gonna see it. It has to be an email. Paste. Okay, got the Zoom link. About to put it in the YouTube right now. I'm proud of you, brother. You made a great invention. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. All right, let's get the Zoom link, guys. You guys can call in. How do you maintain combustion and heat? Well, this is using microwaves, so that they just need electricity to maintain all that. What the heck? I just emailed myself the link. Where is it? Goodness gracious, why is this being so difficult? That is really weird. Emailed myself the link and it's just not there. Nowhere to be found. You guys can join in as a guest on TikTok if you want to ask a question. I'm trying to get this Zoom link working for my guys over on YouTube so they can call in too. This is giving me so many issues for no reason. Let's see. Okay, try this again. Try this again. Copy. NatureJab. Boom. Boom. How are you guys doing though? How you guys doing today? What the heck? Oh, I can't even paste. Okay, finally got the link. Boom. Okay. Alright, YouTube, I think I got it finally. I think I got it, guys. Well, and watch this link not work. If this link doesn't work, I don't know what to do. To use some type of different program. Alright, guys on YouTube, here we go. I'm posting it in the, Your live is being crazy. I can't go live on TikTok because I don't have enough followers. Oh. Yeah, you guys have like 1,000, right? Alright, guys on YouTube. The link is in there. See if you can join, if you can call in. See if it works. I hope it works. Have you thought about a more efficient lid? You mean like the end cap? Well, ultimately, it's going to be a continuous machine, so that end cap is going to be replaced. Oh, yes, we got them in the waiting room. It's working. Oh, I'm so happy to see that. Let's see if it works. I should be able to come in here. Tiga forever. Hello?
Hi.
Hey! I'm glad it worked. Thank you for testing it out for me.
Or heck, I mean, it's like there's like an echo, but I was just wondering, like, is this equally bad for the environment?
No, it's not. And I'll explain to you why it isn't. It's not bad for the environment because of all the products we get out. So in this process, there are no waste products. We get out a liquid gas. I mean, we get a liquid gas, liquid fuel product, a gaseous fuel product, and then a solid carbon product. So all that's left in the machine itself at the end of the reaction is literally just pure solid carbon. And that's carbon that would have gone up in the air if we just left that plastic in the environment. Because plastic does not biodegrade, but it does release carbon emissions and ethylene emissions when they're just left out in the ocean because of the sun. So this actually makes the actual process carbon neutral.
Wow, that is super interesting. You're gonna...
Thank you. We got some other people that want to join in this Zoom here. Let's see.
Brother, peace.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's good, man? Hey, my name Cardinal Hickman, man. Cardinal Hickman.
Good to see you.
I've been following you, man, for the longest. I'm glad you're good. Took a break. Moving slow, man. You moving for show. I like that, man. You moving at your own pace. Man.
Right.
That's what's up.
Absolutely, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, so I got a question.
Yeah.
So I know I'm probably not gonna have enough money to buy the machine, but just for question's sake, if I get the machine, I'm only gonna be able to make diesel fuel, or I gotta distill it into regular fuel.
When you get the machine and you run it, right, the oil you get out is a mix of every type of fuel. So you have to distill it to separate them all out so you can put that in the engine. Now you could just put that raw fuel into like the older type of diesels that are not as sensitive. It'll run fine on that. But if you want to especially put it in gasoline, a gasoline engine, you gotta distill it out.
Okay, gotta distill it. All right, yeah, because I know how to do that.
When the machines are actually like built, that's gonna all be in there. It's gonna be an all-in-one.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that doesn't have to be an all-in-one because you know what? There will be machines that they're just designed to just get rid of waste, and then like the oil can be sold to a refinery. But then there will be some all-in-ones that have a distiller built in too.
Right. Yeah, because I distill essential oils, so I'm gonna try to,
so you know what's up.
Stuff like that. You feel me? I got my LLC, so I have my little laboratory kit. But I bought the glass one, and I was trying to clean it out, and I accidentally broke my mother flash. So I got to get some more little utensils and stuff. You know.
Yes, sir. So you're a little alchemist yourself.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Know what's up.
Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely. I'm gonna let these other people in here, man. Good talking to you, man, and thank you for supporting me for so long. I'm glad to let you in. Yeah. Okay. So the interaction here on
the Bay Area is with you, man. You got a soldier right here, man.
For sure.
I'm riding with you all day. All right. Peace, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah. You take care.
Peace.
All right. Yeah, we got quite a bit of interaction on YouTube, guys. We got a line of people here waiting to come in. Is the next person here? What's up, Antonio? Can you guys hear him on TikTok? Can you guys hear them? Or do I need to plug in my computer speakers? What's up, man?
Hello from Tennessee. How are you doing? It's good to hear from you again.
Hey, man. What's up, man? Hey, you're from my birth state.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You're born in Tennessee?
Born in Tennessee.
Cool. So was I. I had a lot of questions about the pyrolysis reactor and everything. The last video that I saw, your lab had burned down. Have you been able to rebuild?
No, because when my lab burned down, the issue was not about building another machine. The issue was about building another machine at the right place. Because I used to do it in my parents' backyard, and after the fire happened, they were like, "Get the hell out of here! Don't do that ever again." So, it's been about I need to acquire property to then build Mark V on.
Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. An acre of unmaintained farmland will generally sell for about, I don't know, like $2,000 or something.
Oh, wow.
So you might be able to find some unincorporated land, like out in the county or something, and set up a workshop there. And then you'll have to pipe in electricity and all of that stuff, and that's kind of expensive.
Yeah, and that was one of the issues, because I'm like, man, I want to get land that already has that on there. But yeah, that is expensive. But ultimately, that's what the game is. So, I already kind of set my mindset on like that's what it is. So I'm just gonna do things to raise up money to be able to do that.
Yeah, you're gonna probably want to get 3-phase wherever you go, and you're gonna have to set that.
Oh yeah, for sure. 3-phase is a must.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's gotta be 220 too, of course. 220 volts.
Yeah, 220. I always say 240. It's 220. It's like I used to say 120. It's 110. Or 480. It's 440. I know there's a difference, but it's kind of like Bernstein bears and Bernstein bears.
It's kind of like what?
You ever heard the Mandela effect, Bernstein bears versus Bernstein bears?
Oh, yeah. The Mandela effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's going to happen. I think that I am in a good state to do that because Georgia has so much land. I'm going to find something pretty easily. And it's going to be nice to be able to,
Craigslist.
Yeah, all time. Craigslist. I didn't even think about land on Craigslist. I was thinking it's like Zillow or something, but that's a great suggestion.
Craigslist has like lists of like unincorporated land, and also you can go to the square and you can check on like auctions, because when people die, they leave behind property, and sometimes the family doesn't want it. They'll put it up on auction.
Right.
You might be able to get some land that way.
Okay, yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do, because what I'll tell you, I had some people, like some friends and stuff. They're like, man, you know what? I know you want lands, and I have like, this is my great granddaddy's land, and we'll let you do it here, but you already know what that means. They're gonna come back later and want a whole bunch of things, want a whole bunch of handouts. They're like, man, I let you use my land, and I'm like, man, I'd rather just do it myself. Keep it real.
Yeah. There was some other things I was going to say. With pyrolysis, be careful about pyrolysis of PVC or polyvinyl chloride, because it can release chlorine gas.
Yeah, and ultimately you got to put either catalyst in there or filters to deal with that if you want it to be safe. But even then, the chlorine gas can mess up the actual metal itself in the body of the reactor. So I actually found that putting lime in there, or calcium oxide, which is alkaline, it reacts with the chlorine and then actually neutralizes it. So that's helpful. But yeah, got to be careful with it for sure.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know.
All right. Thank you very much for coming in here and talking, man, and for your great wisdom and advice. I gotta let the next people in here because there's 2 other people in line.
Okay.
But yeah, it was great talking to you, man. I look forward to seeing and hearing from you again. Because I'm now that I know how to do this, I'll be doing this every time I go live on YouTube, having a little chat thing. So thank you. All right, we're gonna let in Mr. Arnold here off of my YouTube, and then we'll let in you, Logan, after him. Is it cake or real dreads? Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are real dreads, I would say. Is he in here? Are you in here? Hello? I think it's loading. You said you were nervous, Tiara, when you were in here? You said,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing?
What's going on, brother? What's going on, man? Good to hear from you. Good to hear from you.
Good to hear from you too.
Hey, man. So listen, man. When I was your age, man, I was club hopping in a club. Shit, nowhere near a book. So I just want to know, man, what got you interested in doing what you're doing right now?
Well, what got me interested was, it's just always been an intrinsic thing within me. I've always cared about the environment, and I've always been very solution oriented, and ultimately, I just was in this place where I was searching to do something big, because I always knew that I was destined for greatness, and I just didn't know what form I was manifesting it within. So when I was in welding class, when I was going to welding school, and I was learning how to build with metal, that instantly opened up a door to so many things, because like this machine, if I wasn't able to weld, I wouldn't be able to make this machine, right? So I mean, being an environmentalist my whole life, I've always been trying to recycle plastic. And when I found out that they actually don't recycle anything, and then in 2020 there was like 4 billion masks put in the ocean in that year alone, I'm like, I'm going to do something about this, because I have to, because that's just wrong what's happening. And basically made me ask the question: we can't recycle masks, we can't recycle medical equipment even if we wanted to, because it's used and it has viruses and stuff on it, but we can destroy it. But if you burn it, it's going to release a bunch of toxins because it's plastic. We know what happens. And basically, pyrolysis is like burning something without burning it. You're absolutely and utterly chemically destroying it, but you're not releasing all the dioxins and such that would be very bad. And then you also get oil out of it. So now you're creating value out of this trash. So that, like when I found that out, I immediately was like, man, I don't care what happens or what somebody says to me. I have to build this machine. I have to. And of course, my family were like, being like, you're going to blow yourself up, you're going to build a bomb, and absolutely blah, 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 all that type of stuff, You're trying to, tell me. I mean, rightfully so, because that just sounds crazy. You just tell anybody, I'm trying to turn plastic into fuel with a reactor and build it in the backyard. Anybody's going to be like, what the heck is going on? Jimmy Neutron stuff in here. So, but man, I'm telling you, like, it was just, when I figured out that it was possible, I was unstoppable. I was like, I don't care what you think, what you say. I'm going to build this thing. This period. If I'm homeless on the street, I will have this thing built. I don't care. Now that I know that it is possible to do, I will do it.
Most definitely, man. They kind of doing what you're doing right now on a major scale overseas. So,
Right.
The new thing that you have, or what you're trying to put together, so far as making like a home device for like individual homes to use, man, that's going to be big, man. So, yeah, man, I just wanted to come in and just figure out what kind of got you started in this, man. Because,
Sure.
Great minds like this, it pushes us into a new evolution, what I'm saying, in the next 100, 200, 300 years, man.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, this shit is big, man. So I just want to tell you, man, stay positive, keep your head up. I already know, man, you got a strong mind. You don't pay attention to any of the negative comments. They would have been made me go crazy. But, man, you just keep it going, man. So, man, I definitely want to just give you, good praises, man. Take you to keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. You stay blessed and have a blessed night.
Yes, indeed, brother. You too.
All right. I guess Logan left. Sorry there, Logan. Let's see, Jack Barber, you said, I know the feeling about being told I'm gonna blow myself up and shit. Yeah, I mean, look, I keep it real. Look, I've done this, and if I had a son and my son told me that he's gonna do something like this, I'm gonna tell him the same thing. It's not that you're trying to be discouraging, but you're trying to keep it real and be like, I'll keep it real, you guys, because I had a machine blow up right in my face. Sound like a cannon from the Revolutionary War, ears ringing, everything. There's some luck. There's some luck about it. There's luck that I am still alive and uninjured, because I've had fires, I've had things blow up. It's what happens. It's par for the course. Every inventor and innovator of something physical like this, especially when you're making fuels, that's just what happens. You take the due diligence, you still have the fires and stuff, so it's dangerous, truth be told. And then when you're talking about doing this in the backyard, and then it's not something mainstream, now you especially sound crazy. That's like saying I'm building a nuclear reactor in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely worth it, Tiara, and that's why I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna do it because I am not a risk averse person. Thank you for the thank you for the donation there. I'm not a risk averse person. You know, I'm an opportunity cost person. I like to see pros and cons. So if the pros of the risk outweigh the potential cons, then I'm gonna do it. And to me, the pros of building something that would deal with plastic waste far outweighed the risk of me injuring myself. So, you know, I was like, if it comes down to it, I would sacrifice myself to do this because honestly, what's being done to Mother Nature is just an absolute shame, and I stand for that. You know, so that's what it is. Has anyone ever told you that you sound like a LinkedIn influencer when you talk about motivations? What is a LinkedIn influencer? I didn't even know that was a thing. Thank you guys for the donation so much. Thank you, Tiara. Thank you for whoever that was who sent the orange heart. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I gotta set up that on YouTube too, the super chats or whatever. Cash for trash. Yeah, that's catchy right there. I actually like that. I don't know why I never thought about that before. Cash for trash. But think about it, guys. There have been no such thing as litter because why would anybody ever litter plastic again when they can go turn it in and get money for it? We're literally I mean, like, that's literally perfect. That's the perfect thing right there to easily deal with litter and deal with, you know, all those types of issues because we're naturally incentivizing people to just not litter and for people to see plastic for what it is, which is energy and value. You need my link, my YouTube link. It's in my bio. But if you don't, it's just my name, NatureJab. Same name on TikTok, NatureJab. So look me up. Trying to get my YouTube channel up there because, you know, YouTube pays pretty well. Like, for example, I'll say it like this, guys, right? If I got the views I got on TikTok on YouTube, I would have been building Mark V by now. I'll say it like that, right? So definitely want to get that YouTube channel up there for sure. So that way we can get to this next level of building this stuff. Because we got somebody in the waiting room, Chris Peacock. What's up? Is he in here? Oh, it's still connecting. Are you worried about the oil energy companies? I'm not, Sage. I love that name, by the way. Is that your actual name, Sage? I'm not worried about the oil energy companies because I think it's going to actually benefit them, ultimately. I need you. I believe in your process. Thank you. This guy in here. Hey, what's up, Salvager on YouTube? If you want to join in and call in to ask a question, click on the link, the Zoom link. I need you to be safe. You know what I mean? Got the last guy who was able to ditch gas. Well, we're not ditching gas. We're just creating another form of gas. We're not competing with gas. We're not replacing it. We're just creating a different form of it. Doing it in a different way. Dwayne entered the waiting room. All right, I'm gonna let you in. You're gonna share my live with your mom. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's very sweet of you to share the live. I appreciate that so much. Let's see. We'll always have plastic, right? Teslas are made of plastic, so even if we turn every single car into a gas car, there's gonna be all this plastic everywhere, and it's still gonna be wasteful. So we gotta. This has to happen no matter what. Here's the thing, guys. I want you to understand because mechanical recycling is not working. Whether it's me that does it or not, this technology has to be in the world. It has to be developed, and that's period. What's up, Dwayne? Can you hear me? Let me see it. Let me make sure my audio is on here. Where can I? Meeting settings, audio. I might have to remake the meeting because I don't hear anything. You know what, Dwayne? I'm going to remake the meeting and I'm going to send a new link in the chat because I don't think it's working. I'm going to end this one. I'll put a new link in the YouTube chat. give me a moment. Oh, here's what we'll do. Here's what we will do. I will start this on this big computer here, my desktop, and I'll be able to... I guess I should have tested my microphone first. Oh, it's working. Okay, great. Okay, where's the link, though? How do I get this link? Copy invite link. Got it. All right, Dwayne, the new link to join is in the chat on YouTube. So go ahead and join in, and we will talk. We'll have a chat. It's getting late over here for me. I'm definitely not a night owl. I'm more of a morning person. Guys, I woke up at like 3 a.m. this morning. Real talk. All right, so we got some people in the waiting room. Let me go ahead and let them in. Here we go, Dwayne. Hello? Oh, he's connecting. He's still connecting. Dwayne connected to audio. Okay, so you should be able to talk.
Okay, yeah, there we go. I hear you now.
Great, great. I'm glad you were able to get to work.
Yeah, that was actually me over there on TikTok asking you what your channel name was. So
Great.
like, I want to know, man, like, have you had anybody like corporate or anything like that come at you yet since you started making these videos?
Thank you for the donations. No, I haven't had any type of negative interactions at all. All of the interactions I've had have been positive.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome.
For sure.
Any offers at all?
Like investment offers?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely not gonna go into that, into the details
No,
of
no,
that.
no,
but
no, no, I wasn't trying to get too much information. Just curious, like how much attention has it gotten? Really, just worried, honestly, because I don't know if you've like done any research on like people that have come up with different 0-point energy or something of that matter that would hurt like big industry. A lot of times they have issues or
right.
Like I've heard like bigger companies are trying to buy it out and hide the patent or just do something to them, take it to or whatever. But yeah, that's really the only questions I have, man. Good luck. I hope it works, man. I really do.
Thank you.
I think we need a lot more positive people like that in the world, man. Just they can't beat us all for sure.
Exactly, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely. All right, you take care. See you. I can remove you on my end. There we go. Oh, cool to see someone else working on microwave pyrolysis. It's a real interesting space. Thank you. Hey, thank you, HD Dizzle. Yeah, guys, let me tell you. Okay, so first of all, plastic to fuel is rare, but doing it with microwaves is super rare. And then doing it with microwaves and then being like a YouTuber influencer about it is like exceptionally rare. So, it's truly a blessing to be here and to work on this and to have it bestowed upon me. Let's see. I'll let you in on Antonio in a second here. I gotta catch up on TikTok. What's been going on here? Thank you for the roses, user 977. Thank you so much. Get that patent, no pending. It's gonna take a few years. You really can't do much for it once it's in the system. It just takes time. How is the process? I'm not sure what you mean by how is the process? So you that's more specifically. I have a serious question. How does the government not seize your information? Because I got my information from online. So, the free market. All right, let's let you in here, Antonio. Keep the good work. Thank you, Julian. My name is Julian. I can't wait for you to get that patent. I follow you. Just make sure you're safe from the government. He said the government. What are you going to do about cancer risks? Well, you definitely wear a respirator for sure. And to be honest, there's not really that much of a cancer risk because unless your machine is leaking, all the gases and fumes are going through all these filters to be cleaned up before you ever they and then they're burnt and flared and they're put into engines. So there is no cancer risk. Because even benzenes, which have cancer, that are carcinogenic, benzenes are in gasoline, but then the exhaust doesn't have benzenes because it breaks down in the engine. So there really isn't any more of a cancer risk than there is in like gasoline and diesel and stuff. Like obviously, don't go breathing it in, don't go huffing it in, don't go vaping your gasoline, don't go putting your face in the back of an exhaust. Same with this stuff, but touching it is not going to give you cancer. Taking a whiff of it is not going to give you cancer. Honestly, you have a higher likelihood of getting cancer by eating the food out there nowadays than than you probably would get from this stuff. Keep it real with you.
Hey, Julian, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Excellent.
Again,
Something weird happened with the Zoom. It like cut off or something.
yeah. Give me a second because somebody just came in here on TikTok. So let me go ahead and let him ask this question first, and I'll get back with you. Okay.
Okay. I got something for you in just a moment.
Hey, how you doing, Godwin?
Yeah, I'm great. The process of you making this fuel, what's the risk to your health and the process of making it?
The biggest risk to my health is when the machine would have leaks. Because when the machine would have leaks, that would just be the raw, unfiltered, unclean vapors coming out. And they'd also react with oxygen. So when the machine would have leaks or when they would explode, I'd be breathing that stuff in. Or like when the fire happened and it was just all on fire. That was definitely the biggest risk. But when you're just making it, it's so controlled. And the plastic vapors go through so many filters and so many things that I put in place that, by the time it comes out, it's so clean. It's not really a risk like that. Like it's no more of a risk than regular fuels. Like you don't want to just be huffing in natural gas or propane. So that's what it is.
What's your goal?
The goal is to get this everywhere in the world, international, to conquer the world with this, and to conquer all plastic waste in the oceans.
Have you been having any proposal?
Yeah, I've had some. It has to. I'm very specific with what I go through on because it needs to match up not only with my physical goals but also my moral goals for what we're gonna do here as well. So I don't take everything. I'll say it like that. It has to be very, very good and very convincing.
Another thing I want to ask, on the line of process, there is what to call finished product. You get a result on the finished product. Is there any waste or maybe is there any one you separated from the finished product? Do you understand?
Yeah,
Like,
are you saying is there any waste?
Factory? Yeah.
No, there is no waste because every single product that comes out of the machine, including all that's left of the plastic, which is just pure carbon, has tons of uses and has actual value on the market and can be sold. So there is no waste from this machine. Zero waste. Even the filters, when the filters are done being used, they can be put back into the machine and then, so this machine is a zero waste machine. It's carbon neutral. If it's run off of renewable sources, it's carbon negative. So ultimately, this closes the loop, and this is the type of technology the world needs. Now, thank you very much for your questions. I got to get over to this other guy I got that's in line here. But man, thank you very much, Godwin. You stay blessed.
Thank you, yeah,
Absolutely.
Thanks,
All right, now you can talk, Antonio. Thank you for your patience.
Okay. Thank you, and thank you for getting back to me. What I wanted to do, and I gotta say all of this entirely because it's a thought that's been rambling around in my head, that your reactor has other uses, considering the fact that oil can be distilled by heating it up to about 750 degrees, which is also around the temperature that pyrolysis occurs. And I don't know why they never tried to incorporate pyrolysis into oil burners or refineries.
Right. I agree.
The pyrolysis reactor could have other uses.
What's up, Johnny?
Oh,
Go on.
in addition to just pyrolyzing plastics, you could use it for the distillation of regular crude oil.
Right.
You could use it for the pyrolysis of coal, or you could add water to that to make it into steam, which would cause catalytic cracking of coal to turn it into oils.
Right.
You can, and I'm not saying the fossil fuel industry we know is very dirty, but you could tap into that money and use that money to help clean up the plastic too.
Exactly.
You
So
can make them part of the solution. And the carbon that's left over could potentially be used as biochar. I don't know if you ever do any growing experiments.
oh yes, I'm a gardener.
But yeah, activated biochar is a great soil remediator. So you
Yeah.
could, by running that coal, I said charcoal, that is generated through like worm tea or compost tea, you could activate that biochar and turn it into something that you could grow plants in.
Exactly. So we can literally grow plants from plastic, right? The things that were hurting nature, we're literally going to be growing plants out of. You know what I'm saying? Like that's beautiful. Closing the loop right there.
Yeah. Also, gosh, I've got so many ideas and things. What I was thinking about with that reactor,
carbon,
I
man.
know that it's about 750 degrees to do pyrolysis. And did you do any studies on like a microwave, like wattage per square foot, like temperature that it would induce into the plastic?
Well, you see, here's the thing. Plastics do not absorb microwaves innately on their own. So the only reason why my machine is even capable of turning plastics into fuel with microwaves is because I put the carbon catalyst on the microwave, on the plastic. I mix it with it to act as a microwave receptor. So the microwaves hit up the carbon and form super hot nucleation points that are like over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it ends up just becoming a self-feeding cycle after that point.
Oh, cool.
And then speaking of the carbon from the reactor, I literally use the carbon from the reactor as the microwave receptor to allow the plastic to be heated up by the microwaves.
Yeah, the carbon becomes a catalyst to continue the reaction.
Exactly.
It's almost like a breeder reactor.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Self-sustaining. And look, you see my YouTube channel, I'm sure, and if you haven't, you will see, but if you remember my Mark IV before it caught on fire, that machine was crazy for how like efficient it was and how hot it got and how effective it was, considering that it was just homemade, built from regular microwave parts. And I just tell people, imagine when I built that machine out of real industrial parts, not some ghetto stuff put together like I've been doing, but real stuff with real funding behind it. I think that it's going to change the world. Yeah, a gyrotron. Yeah.
Instead of a magnetron, you get like super efficient. And then you could make a feed-through
What's
system
up, Brian?
Go on. Where it just pushes the material through and beams it with the energy and instantly pyrolyzes it. The oil portion is separated out, the fuel portion, and the carbon can go on to a different process.
Yeah, and look, I'm gonna tell everybody this actually. There's these things. They're called gyrotrons, right? Because magnetrons are what make microwaves, guys. And gyrotrons are like a step up from magnetrons. They literally use gyrotrons to they make waves that are so powerful they can mine through rocks. Literally, that's literally what they're used for in the industry. It's crazy. It's crazy to see you again, Brian. I remember you from my chat all a while ago. You were saying some sus stuff in here. But so yeah, like those type of implications using that type of thing. I mean, and then look, they make industrial magnetrons, which are like the equivalent of 10 magnetrons from a microwave oven, and that's a single one. So it's like when I get that type of stuff, the effectiveness and efficiency is going to be absolutely crazy with this technology.
I think that there's a way we can do that, because what I want to do, there's a couple of YouTubes like Hyperspace Pirate and a couple of other ones that do these homebrew builds. And I want to see if I can get one of them to try to build a gyrotron or design something that could be made. Robert Murray Smith does a channel. He might be able to get something like that going. If we can do this, we can do like, I don't know, like an Avengers type, I don't know, crossover network where like all the YouTube channels are building one of the Infinity Stones that we need.
What's up, Omar, my boy?
Into existence.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like the implication of this is absolutely crazy, and that's why I also really like to be, you know what I'm saying, on the social medias like I am, because I want this to not just be like a thing amongst scientists. I want everybody to know about this and the possibilities of this and the implications of this. This needs to be mainstream, and I'm going to make it mainstream. What's up, Rob Bell? Good to see you. I just let Logan in, Antonio. Let me see if Logan, he's been waiting for a little bit. Hey, Logan, are you here?
Hey. I was wondering if, like, I was just wondering how the plastic turns into that. Like, what happens to it from the microwaves to make that happen?
Hey, great question. Okay, so I'll tell you basically how the process works, and then we'll add in the microwaves. So this is how the basic process works with pyrolysis, right? You have a container, right, that's completely airtight, because when you heat something up, right, if there's oxygen present, it's going to catch on fire and burn and create smoke and oxides, and that's toxic, right? But if it's completely airtight and no oxygen is in there, it's just like when you put a candle lid over a candle with a fire in it. The flame gets snuffed out. So we put the plastic in this reactor, and it's heated up with the microwaves enough to break down, but it can't catch on fire. So then it breaks down into these vapors, and that's how we get the oils eventually, right? So you asked, how do the microwaves break down the plastic? That's a great question. So the microwaves are actually tuned at 2.45 gigahertz. That is the frequency that causes water to vibrate. And so when your food cooks in the microwave, it's not the food cooking, it's actually the water molecules inside of the food. Plastic does not really have very much water content. So that's why there's so many microwave safe dishes and things that are made of plastic, because plastic is considered microwave transparent, which means microwaves do not absorb into it, they go right through it. So if you just put a whole bunch of plastic bottles into your microwave at home, nothing's going to happen. But if you put them in my reactor, they're going to turn into fuel. So how does that work? Well, I use this thing called a microwave susceptor, which is a material which readily absorbs microwaves like crazy and gets very hot. And then you use that as a nucleation point to produce a whole bunch of heat for what you want to heat up. So I use carbon as that. A whole bunch of powdered carbon over the plastic will absorb the microwaves at such a heavy degree where it will reach thousands of degrees right then on that point, and the plastic is sitting right under it. So then the heat is going to go right into the plastic, which will then break down the plastic. So that's how that works.
Could you use a graphite rod in there as well? Isn't graphite just carbon?
Yes, graphite is a microwave susceptor. Graphite absorbs microwaves and will make plasma actually inside of microwave ovens. I've experimented with that before.
Okay, so does it have to be like a bioplastic? Because it kind of just like, it sounds like, you know, when plants rot, they make all that same stuff. It just kind of sounded like that happened to me. It sounded like the heat just like sped it up.
Yeah, heat is a universal solvent, so heat ultimately speeds up everything, because plastic isn't normally biodegradable, but with heat and pressure, you can make anything degrade. So, bioplastics Bioplastics come from shorter chain hydrocarbons, and that's why they're biodegradable. So think about it like this. Pretend like crude oil is like a train on a molecular level, and bioplastics are like a bus. And with crude oil being a chain, it's way too big for any bacteria's mouth to break it down. But with bioplastic being a bus, bacteria can eat it. You know what I'm saying? They can fit it in their mouth. Pause. So with that being said, that's kind of the difference why bioplastic works. But with that also being said, if we were to put bioplastics in the reactor, they would not really turn into very much fuel, because going back to the chemical composition of them, that's one of the best things about plastic. Since it comes from crude oil and it's biodegradable, because its chains are so long, the longer the chain, the more energy it has. So that's why we're able to get gasoline, diesel, jet fuel. But if you just put bioplastic in there, I've put food in my reactor before, and grass and stuff, things with very short chains that biodegrade, and all you get is just natural gas out of them. You don't get any type of real oil, liquid products like that.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. Actually, because like, yeah.
What's
Okay.
good, Trinitech? I see you in my comments all the time, man. You missed the suit. What happened to my finger? I got tendonitis, like really bad. I was doing some work and I slammed my finger in a sliding door, and it's been swollen for days. So I just got like a little splint. But yeah, like, I think that's really cool, Logan, because ultimately, like, it isn't just limited to plastics. We all know this. If you guys watch my YouTube channel, you'll know I have a series called Will It Pyrolysize, where basically we just put random things in there and turn it into fuel. But plastic gives you the best fuel. Plastic and tires will give you the best.
All right. I have one more question. I just forgot it. So, yeah, I guess that's all I was asking.
Well, thank you for asking your questions. I'm sure everybody enjoyed, your question and having the explanation. How many gallons per ton? I just did the math on that in a video.
That reminded me of my question.
I think it literally is like 9. No. I gotta do that conversion for you because so let's say the basic math is this, right? If you put 10 tons of plastic in the machine, you're gonna get 9 tons of oil. But how many gallons is 9 tons of oil? I have to do that conversion for you. Tons of crude oil to gallons. Yeah, I'm for real. And I'll tell you why, because here's the thing, right? I used to base my oat numbers off of my machine, right? But my machine was inefficient when it came to condensing the oils. Plastics have so many oils in them, and I know that because my machines, I would have 2 condensers, and then there would still be oils coming out after the second condenser getting mixed into the filters. So I then did some research on, okay, there are already existing big industrial pyrolysis machines that exist. What are their numbers? What are their conversions of plastic to oil per ton? And I literally saw it's 90%. It's literally 90%. So you put in 10 tons of plastic, you're going to get 10 tons of plastic will give you 9 tons of oil, which comes out to 1 ton of crude oil is 307 gallons. So if you put in 10 tons of plastic, you are going to get 2,700 gallons of oil. And that's just oil. That's not the carbon. That's not the unnatural gas product. So, in short, it's very valuable. It's very lucrative. If a giant machine already exists, what are they using the machines for? These giant machines exist in a lot of Eastern countries, like India, China, because they use these, because they don't have restrictive EPA standards and stuff, so they just built these giant pyrolysis machines to get rid of tires and plastic and make some fuel out of it. The only issue is those machines are not as efficient as they could be, and that's why we don't have them here in the West. And that's why I am trying to get this technology very efficient so we can have it here in the West. Because, our standards over here are much more strict. They're much more lenient over there in the East with these types of things. I want to be able to design and build a reactor for my own personal use. Well, look, if you go on my YouTube channel and my construction playlist, you see how I built every single one of my reactors. I'm not going to recommend it. I'm not going to push it to anybody. I think it's very dangerous. But if you want to, you certainly can learn how. Between my YouTube videos, I'll keep it real. Especially with microwave pyrolysis, my YouTube channel right now is the best source on the internet for that. Now, that could change at any time, but right now, it's the best source, because when I was researching this and trying to find things, I couldn't find a single video on microwave pyrolysis that actually showed you how to build it at like your home level. What will it take to bring the project in Kenya? I just got to get it finished here in the States first, where I'm at. Ultimately, once I get my Mark V built, then it will be all around the world, because I don't have to physically be there. That's gonna give the blueprints to everybody, and I can just basically be like, okay, you have your engineers in Kenya, your chemical engineers and stuff, your welders ready. Here are the blueprints. Build it over there. I'll come oversee it every now and then, but just build it. It's there. Boom. Same in every other country. Boom, boom, boom. And then before you guys know it, in less than 10 years, we're gonna be all around the world, international. That's what's going to happen. And I'll tell you about how we can do it. We can expand so quick. It's called the power of the internet. You know what I'm saying? Using the internet to our advantage. The internet is an amazing source of growth, of exponential growth and everything. So that's why I definitely prioritize these social medias as much as I do, because in the science world, I don't think that's really done enough. You know, that science doesn't really make it trendy or cool, these new technologies like this. But I'm trying to get my generation on this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get the generation. I'm Gen Z. I'm trying to get Gen Alpha on this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be cool. I want it to be, you know what I'm saying? That I want this to be the TikTok dance. You know what I'm saying? Turning plastic into fuel. Stuff that's doing things for the world. So that's what's up. And are you still here, Antonio?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, did you ever reach out to David Hawkins of Precious Plastics? Because I think that your designs would be very, very interesting to the precious plastics community.
I've actually interacted with some people from the precious plastics community. I have some of them in my Discord server, literally. But the big precious plastics people, they haven't reached out to me yet.
I was thinking, because this is the ultimate way to recycle plastics. Consider this: those carbon chains could be put back together by putting them through catalysts or whatever processes they normally use to convert oil to plastic.
Right.
So you could degrade the plastic back into oil, store it, use it as fuel, or convert it back into plastic.
Yes. And let me stop you right there, because that's something that I don't ever talk about in my clips and stuff. But guys, yes, we can turn the plastic into oil and turn that oil back into plastic. It's literally like alchemy, but it's science though. It's literally, it's just a matter of just understanding the chemistry of things, because plastic comes from crude oil. So we can then turn it back into crude oil and turn that crude oil back into plastic. Just like how you can turn a piece of ice into water, into steam, and that steam back into water and back into ice. It's all circular. It's just the energy of how things work. So go on, Antonio.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about all the possibilities this machine lends itself to. You could pyrolysize other things besides plastics, and even things that aren't even hydrocarbons, like silicates and things like that, could possibly be put through a pyrolysis process.
Yep.
Although what they would make
would be
I can only
interesting.
guess.
Yeah. You're right, but this is general waste management right here. Just general. But I emphasize plastics, of course, because plastics are the biggest problem of waste we have. We can at least compost food, but plastic is just crazy. That's why I emphasize that more than anything, because that's a crisis. And I don't think people take that serious enough, because I feel like people don't think. I mean, we know microplastics are in every sip of water. We get a credit card full of microplastics in our body every year. But I don't think people realize the severity of what the implications will be just if we just leave this plastic sitting in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm not saying take out the ocean and make sunglasses out of it that are going to end up back in the ocean. I'm saying take it out of the ocean and truly destroy it and turn it into something else. You have to either incinerate it or use this process, and that's the only solution. And I think this process is better than incineration, because you can actually store the energy. Are you live on Instagram too? I'm not live on Instagram. My Instagram page is NatureJab_. Guys, if you want to follow me there, sometimes I do go live on there as well. But yeah, ultimately, I think this process is better than incineration because it's way more controllable. Obviously, we can get liquid fuels, gaseous fuels, and solid carbon out of it. So the CO2 emissions are actually way less than incineration. And with it being so controlled as well, it actually has no waste, while incineration does actually produce quite a bit of waste. The fly ash, then all the filters get spent and stuff. So incineration is not a bad technology, but I do think that it is inferior to really efficient pyrolysis.
Yeah. There's another YouTuber named Hazel Kim.
Oh, I know about him.
A lot of experiments, with pyrolysis, but his reactor is like powered by flame.
Yeah, I saw that. One second. I want to invite you to Kenya. How does that go? If you truly want to invite me to Kenya, and you have the arrangements in place, you need to send me an email at my business email, business@naturejab.com. It's in my bio. We can discuss about that. But Hazel Kim, yes, he's actually one of the people that inspired me to know that like I can build this at my home scale, right? Because I was looking up just this stuff online and I found him, so he inspired me to go out there and build it at this home scale. And he built his runs off of flame, yes, and even when running off of flame, the plastic is so energy dense that you're going to get more energy out than the energy input. You're not creating energy, you're extracting energy from the plastic being so energy rich, right? But with microwaves, it's on a whole other level because, as we know, put a hot pocket in the microwave versus an oven, which is going to cook quicker every single time? The microwave, because it cooks from the inside out. It's way more efficient. It doesn't have to heat up the whole body of the microwave before it heats up the hot pocket. It heats up the hot pocket and then the whole body of the microwave. So way more efficient. Hey, Elizabeth. So with that being said, and I've already seen myself with my numbers on my small machine, but when we get this big, it's gonna be literally like Back to the Future. Like it's literally gonna get to the point where it's so efficient that like you can probably literally just stick a thing like this on the back of a big truck and just run the truck off of it continuously. Like it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. We've got a huge mountain of trash here in Rutherford County. That's like, we call it Mount Trashmore. And it's like 80% plastic.
Oh, wow.
And I was thinking about like landfill mining and stuff like that. They could turn all of that. That's basically just stored oil. At this point.
Yeah, exactly. It's stored oil. We're never gonna run out of crude oil because our oil pockets are called landfills in the ocean. Just like I said in my video, there's 80. We see all this plastic in the ocean, but I'm telling you, I don't see plastic. It's $83 billion in our oceans right now, sitting there washed up. That's what's happening. Somebody said, I saw you posted earlier about a guy scamming you with a gasoline car. What happened with that? Yeah, so that car I was actually going to get yesterday, it was a scam. The guy told me, he promised me so many times, it's diesel, swore up and down, it's a diesel car. We got there, he gave me the title after I gave him the cash, and then the title said gasoline on there, so I got my cash back, and then we were out. But it was a shame because like I thought we were finally going to get the diesel car to then run it and then prove that my fuel does work in cars. But now, I've just kind of stepped back from that. But we're going to get back to it, guys. We're going to do it. It's going to be even bigger, even better. So don't worry about that.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there's a way you can get a diesel-powered engine.
Yeah, because it doesn't, it doesn't have to be a car that, like, I don't care if the car looks like it's been through, World War II. If it can just drive and it obviously runs, that's all that matters. I don't care if I have to get it towed, As long as I can start that engine and it would drive, even if it drives just 5 miles per hour, because people need to see that it does have enough power under my fuel to not only start the engine, but to drive it too.
Whenever I see diesel, I hear like diesel trucks. I don't hear much about diesel cars.
Yeah, the trucks too. The trucks are usually more expensive, but there's a lot of diesel sedans out there from Volkswagen.
Okay.
So that, this is my third time, like, coming so close to getting it, and then ended up, like, just some weird stuff ends up happening that, like, nobody could ever account for like that. But,
yeah.
Ultimately, I just think it's God just basically, confirming to me that this is going to work, and then it's going to be, like, the biggest thing that I've done yet, and that's why it's so difficult to do. You know what I'm saying? The harder the challenge, the bigger the reward.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to happen ultimately, because what's going to happen is when I run that vehicle, it's going to be my biggest video ever, and it's going to break me into the mainstream, which will then, it's just going to change everything. Because think about it, once I'm broken into the mainstream, right? Something like this, a live stream like this, just off of everybody being here and showing support, right? Just being here, because you know how it is, ads and stuff run on live streams. I could generate enough revenue just from live stream to get my lab, get my stuff going, build Mark 5, and then we're changing the world just like that. Don't even need investors.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty brilliant.
And then I don't have to ask for a single dollar either. People just being here, you know what I'm saying? Just having the ads run on a live stream, you know what I'm saying? That's it.
I've been looking around trying to find actual plans for the Gyratron, like how it's put together, and I learned that it was invented in Russia, and I don't know how to get those blueprints, but I want to see if we can make one at the university lab. I occasionally venture up to the university, and I still have some friends there who let me do some experiments and projects.
Well, 1 second here. Somebody asked, does this cause cancer? So does this cause cancer? That's a question that I get a lot. Is this carcinogenic? I'll say it like this. If you drink gasoline, you're going to get cancer. If you drink diesel, you're going to get cancer. If you breathe in propane, you're going to get cancer. If you drink crude oil, you're going to get cancer, because all of these things, all of these fuels in our world are carcinogenic. You're not supposed to consume them. You're not supposed to just go whiffing them, breathing them in, right? So does the plastiline, plastidiezel cause cancer? If you deliberately go out of your way to breathe it in and drink it and stuff over and over again, yes, you will get cancer from it. But will you get cancer from just putting it in your car? No, because just like how we'll get cancer now from cars burning the gasoline and the exhaust cleans it up, the catalytic converter. It's the same with this stuff. So yes, it can cause cancer, but will you get it if you're actually just using common sense? No. But speaking of the Gyratrons, I actually, you said they were invented in Russia, and that's so familiar to me because I feel like a while ago I literally saw something like that, like the blueprints, the original blueprints of it from, like it's just so familiar to me. It gave me like deja vu. So I'm gonna look into that because there was a time when I did a lot of research on Gyratrons for the same reason.
Yeah. If you find anything, you can send it to me. Do you have my email address?
No, I don't. Can you type it in the chat?
I will. Give me just a moment. I'm gonna do it on the chat at the Zoom chat.
Okay. You're a living legend. Thank you, Jake.
Did you get that?
Yes, I got it. I got it. I'll write that in my notes.
Give me anything that you can find, and anything that I find, I'll give to you.
Okay.
I work for Rutherford County Solid Waste, and
Thank you,
I
Violet.
talked to the director about your project and showed him some of your videos.
Thank you, man.
So we'll see what happens from that. They're looking at a company called Waste Away, which uses a type of hydronic pyrolysis, where it uses like steam that's been superheated.
That's called hydrolysis.
Hydrolysis.
It's okay. So there's kind of several different ones. There's one called hydrolysis, and there's another one called hydrothermal decarbonization. Both of them utilize water.
Yeah, it's been like superheated to like 1,000 degrees or something.
Well, actually, I think that's hydrolysis because hydrothermal decarbonization uses water and extreme pressures, like thousands of psi.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yep. So definitely look into that. If you know the guy Robert Murray on YouTube, he's done a video on hydrothermal decarbonization, and because of the pressure, you know how the that law, the scientific law, where there's more heat, there's more pressure. Well, basically that operates off of once it gets hot enough to build enough pressure and that water becomes steam in there, it becomes a self-feeding cycle. So it doesn't even need input energy anymore. It literally just keeps building up the pressure and heat until everything in there is absolutely destroyed. So I was thinking of incorporating that with regular pyrolysis, not by obviously having thousands of psi, but maybe just a few hundred psi of pressure to increase the heat just naturally to make it even more efficient.
Yeah, you need something like a pressure cooker with a magnetron built into the top of it.
Yeah. Somebody asked, Cosme asked, can you please talk about global warming? Okay, so I'll say this, right? Because there's two sides of this, right? Because it's a political thing, right? Thank you for the donations, guys. it's a political thing, but I'm gonna keep it real with you guys, right? Because, you know, just as a scientist myself and somebody that I'm an environmentalist. That's what I do. That's why I'm so passionate about this. Keeping it real about global warming. Global warming, obviously, it is happening, right? Like, you can go outside, literally, it's hotter in the wintertime than it was before. But it's not to the degree where of a risk where they're saying it is. There's way bigger risks to worry about. And honestly, I'll keep it real with you. The issues of plastic waste in the ocean is actually a bigger and more detrimental problem than the temperature going up right now. Antonio, if you're in the YouTube channel, the Zoom kicked off the live because I had to get Zoom Pro for it to last longer. So I'm just gonna keep it real, right? Because here's the thing about global warming, right? They say it's the CO2 emissions. The CO2 emissions can be offset by so many things: algae, trees, carbon, all these types of stuff, right? The truth of the matter is most of the greenhouse gases that contribute to true global warming are not CO2 at all. It's actually methane and ethylene and such. These things that actually are like 40 times, 80 times more potent than CO2. So I'll keep it real with you guys, because people talk, I see it in the comments all my time. They're like, yeah, great, you're turning plastics into fuel, but you're contributing to global warming. And when we put these plastics in an engine and the engine burns the fuel, pretty much the only emission coming out really is CO2, right? And you can get CO2 out of the air. You plant a tree, you grow algae ponds. You know what I'm saying? Bill Gates made a machine which sucks it out the air, right? But when you leave plastic in the ocean and in landfills, it actually breaks down and emits methane. It slightly breaks down under the sun and emits methane and ethylene. And like I said, those are the real greenhouse gases that are actually causing the real issues here. So it's literally better for us to take the plastic, turn it into fuel, burn that fuel, than for us to just leave it out in the ocean. We'll literally get more global warming doing that, because there's so much plastic in the ocean that it's the size of, it's bigger than Texas. If there's that much plastic to where it's bigger than Texas, and I'm telling you right now that there's literally scientific proof research papers that literally prove that plastic emits horrible greenhouse gases far worse than CO2, and there's that much of it, then it's with absolute certainty that we can easily draw the conclusion and say that if we're just letting that sit there in the ocean, there's going to be so much methane emitted from that plastic and ethylene emitted from that plastic that it's going to be way worse. It's literally its own chunk of CO2. You know how they say, like, cars are this percent, planes are this percent? Well, guess what? The plastic in the ocean is like this percent. You know what I'm saying? And it's only going up every day. So, with that being said, that's what I truly think about global warming, you know what I'm saying? Because back then it was kind of a debate about, is it real, is it not? Is it natural, is it not natural? Obviously, I think we've all experienced firsthand that yes, it does exist. It is happening. Still, you know, the debate is about, is it just a natural process or is it because of us humans? You know, that's kind of up for debate. It's kind of more controversial. I personally think the truth lies somewhere in between on that one, right? Yeah, the Zoom is not up anymore, Antonio. Because they kicked me off because I ran out of minutes because I don't have Zoom Premium, but I'm beginning Zoom Premium because now I know I can do that. That's what I think, guys. Honestly, and honestly, even though let's say there was a huge issue with the CO2, let's say it was CO2 that actually was the big issue. Guess what? We're gonna turn this plastic into fuel. We burn it. It makes CO2 emissions. Well, guess what? I also want to do in my life, right? Once I get, you know, to the point where I have this type of influence, I want to regreen the Sahara Desert. All those trees planted, they're gonna capture all that carbon, man. Trees are literally like carbon. They're alchemists. Trees take carbon from the air and turn it into bark and branches and leaves. It's crazy. So ultimately, we can deal with carbon. That's not going to be the issue. But if we leave that plastic there and it keeps destroying our fish, and it keeps destroying our ecosystems and the coral reefs and things that cannot be replenished easily, before you know it, I mean, guys, if the coral reefs get destroyed because of plastic, you think that just because it's under the ocean has no effect on you, but you're going to see what happens to the whole world. So that's far more of an issue than global warming to me, about, you know, the temperature going up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because look, if the temperature goes up and the glaciers melt and then the water starts to rise, move more inland, right? But if our ecosystem, if our ocean ecosystem is absolutely destroyed because of plastic, It doesn't matter where you move, you're going to feel that. It's going to affect you. The water is the land of the sea, the law of the land. The water is the law of the land, they say, right? A lot of our laws, and a lot of the terms we use in this world are based off of water, like liquidation and such. You know what I'm saying? So if you mess with the water, you're messing with big stuff. That's why things are made of water. Think about it. Your body is mostly water. Earth is mostly water. Don't mess with the water, and that's what's happening. And it might be an evil agenda why the oceans are in the state that they are, but nonetheless, whatever the cause is, I make it my mission to solve it, and that's period on that. That's what's happening. Yeah, it's already affecting us, exactly. But it's only gonna get way, way worse if we focus on other things. If we focus on other things instead of that, because I just don't think that's being taken serious enough. Because people don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not new enough. We have the microplastics in our body, but we don't know what they really are doing, though. Like, what does that mean? They tell us we have a credit card full of plastic in us, but what does that mean? They tell us the fish are dying in the ocean. Like 3.7 billion fish a year are dying, but what does that mean? Like, I can't see the fish. Who cares if Nemo is dying, being strangled in the ocean? Like, what does that mean? We don't see it yet, but by the time we see it, it'll already be too late. Keep it real. It'll already be too late by the time we see the effects. So that's why we got to get ahead of it. And somehow we're blessed enough to right now where it's not absolutely destroying the world, even though there's literally so much plastic in the ocean. We've created a continent of plastic, literally. Hello?
Greetings, Julian. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine. I just want to say I am very, very proud of you. I've been looking at you ever since you had your machine on fire in your backyard. So I've been following you for a long time.
Wow.
And I'm always talking about you. But so Julia, I did not know you was an environmentalist, and I am so proud of you even more to hear you say that, because we have been trying to figure out what we could do to help our planet, to save our planet. And you have really just spoke joy into my heart tonight to hear you say that. But I want to ask you, why do you think that these people or whoever is doing this mass, I'm going to call it mass destruction, by continuing to make all this plastic, and they don't even care about, our earth, our water, or anything? Why do you think, have you given that any thought of these people to keep mass producing these plastics and not caring about our oceans and things? What do you think? Why do you think they keep doing that?
Well, I'll say this firstly. I'll say that kind of similar to like the whole situation with like electric vehicles. People have kind of been pushed by the media in the wrong direction. The issue is not plastics, right? Plastics are an amazing technology. There's so many medical things. Think about like medical gloves, right? Reusable gloves. Good night, Rob. That's amazing that we can make disposable gloves out of plastic, that you don't have to reuse the same glove over and over again, right? Plastic is truly amazing technology. The only issue is that we have expanded the growth of plastic in the production, but we never expanded the recycling of it. And what happened was recycling became about money instead of actually recycling. And monetarily wise, it is not. Good night, Sierra. Thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate all your donations and everything. So monetarily wise, speaking money, right? It does not make sense money-wise to recycle plastic. It's not profitable, right? It is not profitable. Keep it real. And so that's why they lied to us. That's why they lied to us and said we're recycling your plastic when they actually were putting it in huge ships and shipping it to China, and they've just been sitting there, and then it ends up in the ocean, right? And even though technologies like this have been around for literally probably over 100 years now, and they know about it, they don't do this. And that's what I'm still trying to figure out myself. Why in the world don't they recycle this way with this technology? We know mechanical recycling doesn't work. It's not profitable, but this is if it's done right. So ultimately, sometimes I do think it might be a nefarious agenda ultimately, because I'm telling you, like, this is no secret. The reason why I was able to do this at the young age I was is because I found tons of research papers online from universities published all around the world. This technology of pyrolysis, even micropyrolysis, there's papers you can find all the way going back to like the 1900s, right? And And it's like people have known about this. It's obvious. It's not private information. It's not like classified, and yet it isn't. You know, up until this year, because of my push on social media, it's not even mainstream to talk about microwave pyrolysis. There's so many people that don't even know that plastic is made of crude oil. So it's like it kind of is like there's a suppression of information, and I do think it's on purpose, truly, and ultimately it always comes down to money and power more than anything, right? It may not necessarily be a completely evil and twisted plan where they're like purposely trying to destroy the earth, or maybe it is, but ultimately it's obviously not best suited for their pockets right now, and that's why it isn't done, and that's why it's not talked about anywhere. But what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, I'm like, look, they want to talk about it or not, I'm going to talk about it. They don't want to make it big, I'm going to make it big. They're not going to do something about it, I'm going to do something about it, and that's ultimately what it comes down to. I'm just putting the power in my own hands, ultimately, because I feel like if you invest money and you are somebody who cares about the environment enough to invest in like a recycling bin in your house, when you put plastic in that recycling bin, you shouldn't have to worry about, is it actually going to be recycled? It should actually be recycled every time because you put the intentional energy into that. But they lied to us and told us they're recycling when they're not. And I think that's morally wrong to do that to people. And then they try to flip it on us and say it's our fault that there's all this plastic in the ocean. When it's not our fault. What are we supposed to do? You can't even go to the store and get a potato without it being wrapped in plastic now, right? So it's like,
exactly.
The cars are made of like 80% plastic and fiberglass now. So it's like ultimately, they're trying to blame it on us and flip it on us, but it's not our fault at all, and it's because of the suppression that's been going on.
Exactly. Well, money is made out of our natural resources, so when you go back to it, you're still depleting the earth of its natural resources, and you are not putting back. So ultimately, the money will not be conducive to them nor anyone else in the manner of which they're going, because if you deplete everything, all the natural resources, and then you destroy the planet with what you think is causing you to live or whatever, it does. You see, the math not math. It doesn't make sense.
Well, it does make sense because money is completely an illusion, especially nowadays more than ever.
Exactly.
It's
money
not.
is an illusion.
There's not even. What I'm saying, like money now. When somebody's a billionaire now, it's not cash. It's not like literal physical cash. It's all a number on a screen. So they're not. They're not worried about we're gonna deplete all the whatever they make money out of. Look. Ultimately, what's happening is. I think that this is what's gonna happen, right? There's this thing where they create the problem and then they offer you the solution, right? And obviously they've created this huge problem with plastic, and I think that they're gonna let it get to the point where it's such a huge problem where it literally is affecting us and stuff, and then they're gonna try to come off as the savior and then offer the solution, which they've known the whole time and they've just been suppressing. I think that's what it is. It's called the Hegelian dialectic when they do that. When they create the problem, and then they offer the solution to it.
Well, they've been doing that with everything. If you know what I mean. I mean, it's always like that with incarceration. They create a problem, and then they have the solution, which is the jurisdiction. I mean, it's just a big cycle. But I'm not gonna keep you any longer. I just wanted to see what you was thinking about. Why the high consumption, why do they continue to do this and they're not forming a solution, but you just actually said that you think they're doing it because later on they're going to have this big solution and everything. So
and then they can be the saviors,
the saviors, right. I'm just so fed up with it because our trees like in Texas, I don't know where you are, but I know in Texas, we can drive hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles, and we don't see not one fruit tree. Like, we're so fed up with that. And we're speaking, and we're speaking on it, and it's like, if you go to the grocery store, you only literally have 8% of vegetation, and that's GMO. Everything else in the store is processed and it's in plastic, like you said. I mean, everything is in plastic. There's nothing you might have maybe a few percent of glass, But the main things are they're all processed foods, and that's just poison to our bodies as well. So it's just look like to me it's just one complete line of destruction, and no one is trying to do anything about it, but they're steady doing the same thing over and over and over. And it's like we're just fed up with it because this is our planet and we need to clean our planet up. So again, hats off to you, kudos to you. I am very, very proud of you. As many of your brothers and sisters out here, we listen to you very much. My daughter even knows you, and I'm like, wow, Julian. She's like, yes, mom, I'm like, so you do have your people are your fan base. Hey, Julian. So yeah, and so anyways, so we're proud of you. You just keep up the good work, Julian, and you're gonna be protected no matter what. So people need to quit putting no negative energy out there. Yeah, so you're gonna be just fine. We are rooting for you and very, very proud of you, and I just want you to know that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
You're
the
welcome.
conversation.
You're welcome. You have a good night.
You stay blessed as well. How could I help get involved as an Australian? Do you have any skill? Actually, you know what? Shoot me an email. Shoot me an email, and we'll talk. It's in my bio, business@naturejab.com. We'll talk because I actually am starting up something now where people, everybody can actually help with what I'm doing right now. Actually, guys. So, guys, listen. Because I know everybody in here at this point, you know what I'm saying? This and all you guys are passionate about this, just like me. And I'm actually starting I'm going to be starting a marketing campaign leading up to when I'm going to be running this vehicle. And essentially, I want to completely conquer the internet to where every time you go on TikTok, you can't escape seeing like what's going on, turning plastic into fuel. So anyways, I'm building a team. I'm building a team of people to get this done. And so if you send me an email, business@naturejab.com, we'll talk about your role that you could potentially be. And it is paid too. You're not just doing this work for free. So I will be paying you guys as well for this. So like I said, but you have to send me an email. Do not DM me about it. I'm not going to respond to DMs. Yeah. So if you edit or if it's even things like just uploading videos. You know what I'm saying? Stuff anybody can do. Like I said, it is paid. So you gotta send me an email though. That's the key. So yeah, send me an email and we'll talk, guys, about that type of stuff if you're serious. Because I can only take people serious with emails nowadays. There's too many DMs coming through. I don't even see them. Let me let user 9777 in here.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I was on here earlier. I just wanted to say I'm so glad you brought up the suppression of information from the government, the suppression of knowledge in general.
Right.
Because there's so much knowledge that is literally honestly out here for free, and it's either buried or people aren't being made aware of it. And it's in every sector of government, whether it be ways that people could skimp out on taxes, lower taxes, or ways that people could benefit them personally or it benefit the world that people just don't know. And especially, you've heard of I think it was the 1990s leading up to the 2000s, the suppression of anti-gravitational research.
Oh, I never heard of that actually. Hey Bree, how you doing?
So during I actually studied this with my history professor because she was an avid believer that a lot of history is missing because she studied a ton, decades of history. She's been teaching for over 20 years. She said that a ton of history doesn't add up. There are parts missing that clearly are not there, that aren't in our history books, that we need clarity. And a lot of inventions that were just swept away, as I was talking about the military-industrial complex earlier. And the biggest thing, I absolutely love the research of anti-gravitational engines and the implication they had within the early 90s. And what they did was they basically used almost like a false information plot, except it was more, they introduced a bunch of theories to sway the world of physics. Because I used to study physics a lot. Like I took a lot of different physics courses. I wanted to take quantum physics. And they introduced string theory, which I'm sure you heard of string theory, the whole multiverse possibility and the split between different universes and whatnot, background, cosmic. And they kind of swayed the entire industry by introducing something that can be studied theoretically, but can never have any physical implications. And that's almost the same way with other fields, where they introduce all of this research you can do, but you can never physically test it because you either don't have the money, don't have the power, or it's just theoretical and there's just no way to test it. No one's figured it out yet. And that's what they did with anti-gravitational research. All these scientists came together, they were all making strides, and they figured out a way to make a rich one was a nuclear-based gravitational engine that the military does have patents for, which is the I think it's the TRB or something like that. It's what people call the Black Triangle UFO, but it's a military private project, just like their stealth bomber, except this one runs off of a gravitational drive, and it's able to negate the laws of inertia and move through gravity. It emits a tiny gravitational field around itself, and it's able to negate inertia and move in any direction, any angle. It's omnidirectional and able to move at speeds of light.
I heard about that before, because there was a Russian scientist that did something. He took like the wings off of beetles, and he literally made like something like
the levitational beetles. Yeah. Yes, that's a real species.
It was some crazy
I remember an entomologist studying about it, and I watched a whole lecture on it. There's so much science behind it. It's crazy how people really want to say this is all conspiracy when I've read declassified CIA papers on this specific topic, and it's really insane the implication it has. We could theoretically, not only would this prove Einstein's old theories wrong, and we would be able to essentially travel to planets in a matter of seconds. You can really travel between dimensions and worlds with this type of technology. It's so science fiction that it's not even funny.
Well, you know what? I will say this, right? I believe it was Albert Einstein. He was a scientist. He was the first scientist to step away and say that the ether doesn't exist. But every scientist before him, it was just commonly talked about ether. You know, that force, like Nikola Tesla absolutely believed in. Nikola Tesla actually was a proponent in a lot of these types of devices that utilize the magnetosphere to do things that we consider supernatural. But ultimately, everything is energy. We all know this, of course. And the magnetic field it transcends it transcends dimensions, because, like, think about it, right? We see light in this one magnetic field, the frequency of our eyes, but there's obviously light that we can't see in different fields. So if you can tap into magnetic resonance and such, you can do things that are beyond this world.
Exactly. Remember, it says that one day technology will be so advanced that it can't be distinguished from magic.
Yeah, and technology already is that advanced. They just hide that from us.
Exactly. Yes. There are private CIA black sites that have these machines sitting on shelves collecting dust, because they're like, well, we don't intend to use it. We don't intend to, help anybody. Let's just, throw this away and keep working on what we already have that people can continue to pay for and generate us money. You don't fix a problem if it's making you money. That's always been the census behind billionaires, behind the rich. That's how it's always been. But looking at some of this technology, it's absolutely incredible. It's just mind-boggling the implications we could have. Like, the travel would be so different. It would just be insane, and I'm honestly so intrigued by it. And I would love to one day found a foundation, a research agency to really deep dive into this. But the technology is just it's so dangerous to touch upon, because it's one thing touching upon you and converting plastic.
Hey, give me 1 second here. Hey, Omar, are you in here? Are you in the live right now, Omar? Hey Omar, there was somebody who just got muted, and it was with somebody that was a moderator that's not supposed to be. His name is Dominic. Can you unmute him? Can you like give him access to talk again? Yes, thanks Omar. All right, go on, my friend.
Oh yeah, I was just saying. Where was I? I lost my train of thought. What was the last part I was on?
I don't remember yet. I was focused on what was going on there.
And I go on like a little tangent, and then I stop and kind of lose my way. But it's just, oh yeah, I remember. It's one thing you building a type of chemical engineering device and converting these plastics into a type of oil, and then that was weird. Was my voice echoing?
Yeah, it had gone out. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with your mic. It just got really weird all of a sudden.
Is it good now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's one thing you and your machine, but it's a whole nother thing dealing with like almost anti-gravitational devices and, you know, jumping dimensions, external space travel, like, you know, and essentially building these type of engines, you really wouldn't even need fossil fuels anymore.
And look, you know what? Let me tell you something, right? What I'm doing with these machines is not very far from all this, because I use microwaves, and microwaves produce electromagnetic energy. So all it's a matter of is tapping into the right frequencies, and then it's more than just.
That frequency is everything.
Yeah.
Frequency is literally the basis of a lot of scientists' research. It leads back to everything.
It is everything, yeah, ultimately. But listen, I really appreciate the chat. I got somebody else that's been waiting here for a little bit to get in, so I gotta let them in. But man, I really appreciate the chat. Love to talk about that type of stuff for sure.
Yeah, of course. I would love to continue talking with you sometime.
Yeah, for sure. Let me I think what I'll do is I'll add you as a moderator, so I remember you next time you're in here, and I'll let you in. We can have some more chats in here.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, man. All right, you take care, man. Stay blessed. Thanks, Omar. Appreciate that. I'll let Mr. Clean in. Oh, yeah, Mr. Clean is an OG. What's up, Mr. Clean?
There you are. You better quit playing with me.
What's up, man? Man, it's been a second, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a little minute. But I'm trying to keep up with what's going on, because I ain't seen you for a minute. And I already told you I'm gonna be on board with you. I just want to be the cleanup crew. That's it. That's it. Don't get in where you fit in. Make that big money. But I got a quick question.
Yeah.
When can you send me some of that from my lawnmower down here?
Well, what state are you in?
I don't need a lot.
What state are you in?
Oh, I'm in Texas.
Texas, okay, you're not very far from me. Hey, look, when I get Mark 5 built, you can come and visit, and I'll let you. I'll send you back with a few bottles of the stuff.
That's what I'm talking about. But I need to come out there to watch you perform all that with my safety glasses. Look at my safety glasses. Right there. So when you perform it, I got everything going on. A lot of seen. I think I've seen it. I've seen it from day one, day two, and all.
Thank you for the donations,
it's
guys.
amazing. And I was like, oh, he gonna blow something up in the microwave. Don't do that. I'm like, don't do that. But you overcome that.
Yeah.
Also, too, I don't know if everybody knows. You've been on talk shows.
Yeah. Quite a few podcasts and such. Only getting bigger. Wait 1 second. This guy said, is the energy spent to make the fuel profitable. Yes, it actually is, and I have a YouTube video proving that. You have to see it on my YouTube channel, NatureJab, where I break down the math and all of that. We get the energy output exceeds the energy input with the microwave pyrolysis technology. Yeah, man, absolutely. This year, 2024 is the year. 2024 is the year where this is going mainstream, where it will be absolutely unrefutable that this technology exists and that there is somebody, actually, all of us, working to do something towards this and deal with this plastic.
You've been doing this at, what, 2022?
Yeah, I've been doing it for almost 4 years now.
Because I logged in and I was like amazed. You try to be in your backyard in the back. I'm like, he gonna blow the people's backyard all up, his parents' house. But you made everything. It's something you said, something, a reaction or some kind of something that breaks it down, and then you got to do something to make it there. But I seen it drain out. And I saw the go-kart. And it ran. And I was watching that guy. I'm like, it's not going to run.
Yeah, that thing took off.
They going to pretend and put some gasoline in it and then try to make it run. You didn't do that. You came straight up, put it in. I'm like, oh, wow. Oh, wow.
And we're going to do the same with the car. I'm going to show on live me draining all of the fuel lines, all the diesel out, and then you're going to see me putting the plastic diesel right in there, and you're going to see me cranking it right then. Right then and there. It'll be unrefutable that this is real and this exists. Irrefutable. It'll be on the news and all that type of stuff. 2024, I'm telling you, this is the year.
No, I just want to keep it real, though. You know, you're going to need a cleanup, man. I clean up everything.
I got you, Mr. Clean.
Yeah, Mr. Clean gonna clean all that. Go give me a little broom and everything. Go do what you do. And I give you, like, you might say, hey, come here, check this out. I'm like, what? Oh, let me get my safety glasses. You go, God, no, you got something going on. Put my safety glasses on. But it's all good, you know? It makes me feel good because you're actually... Are you gonna get some boats and go out in the ocean and get all that?
Of course, we're gonna put these machines on the boats. You know, man. You know. That's what's happening. Look, man. I made this video breaking down the math on my YouTube. In the oceans, we don't have plastic the size of Texas. You know what we have in the oceans? We have $84 billion worth of oil sitting in the ocean. That happens to be plastic. Happens to be in the form of plastic. Yeah, so.
But I've seen some like TikTok videos where it's just a ocean of floating plastic. And when I always think about you, I'm like, oh my God, that's a gold mine for me. He already know how to do it. He be putting in the thing in the back.
Yep.
The one thing that got me, like I said, when you could turn all that into, I saw it. I saw the video.
1 second. Somebody said, where can I buy merch? It's on my website. I just actually dropped a new hoodie today. NatureJab.com. It's in my bio. NatureJab.com. Go on.
You selling stuff?
Yeah, look. Right here.
You need to send me one so I can promote, so I can do like that. Like, check the one.
Yeah. I gotta send all the moderators merch.
You already gave them some or no?
No, I got to. I gotta do that. I gotta send all the mods merch. All the OGs.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, I ain't holding up no time. If anybody else want to get in.
Yeah, we got some other people that want to get in. But man, it was good talking to you, man.
If everyone else, someone else ready to get in, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Hey.
Oh, you better stop. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, we're going to let these last two people in, and I'll be heading off for now. I got a meeting I got to get on. We got to make these quick, too, because I got 10 minutes.
Yo, what's going on?
What's up?
Yo, I just want to tell you, man, everything you're doing is pretty mind blowing, bro. Like, just to watch you from afar on TikTok, it's pretty crazy, bro. Excuse me, I was scrambling though, bro, because I just wanted to make sure you were good. And like, you know how people come out with these inventions and crazy stuff that will put the government out of business, bro. Like, it's just people seem like they go missing and stuff, and that's what people were thinking on TikTok. Honestly, bro, I was seeing posts like people were thinking you were going missing. So it's good to see you on live, bro. And I would just wonder, do you ever think about that, knowing that you're doing something that could potentially put the government out of business, and you're doing something that's so smart that nobody else is doing?
Well, honestly, I just keep my mind focused on doing it, and then, you know, whatever, fear comes later, right? But I just want to do it more than anything. So
right, and I was watching you from the beginning, you know, fixing the scrap parts and it just not working on you, and you just making it bigger and bigger as you go. I mean, what originally made you want to actually just come up there in the backyard and start doing this?
Because I was tired of hearing that my plastic I was putting in my recycle bin was ending up in the ocean. And I'm like, you know what? If they're not gonna do it right, I'm gonna do it right. I'll recycle it myself. I'll be messed up.
Bro,
man.
That's crazy. Like, so like, I just want to make sure that you're good, bro. But other than that, I did hear that you're maybe like potentially giving out some roles, man. I do make websites and do other things, like have my own business, so I'm potentially interested in that. I was trying to find your email, if you could drop that for me or put it somewhere.
It's business@naturejab.com. Just go into my bio, you'll see it. You'll see it up in there, yeah. If you guys want to know my email, it's in my bio.
Much time from you, but I'm
All right.
going to look for more of your posts, man. Just make sure you're good.
Peace out, man, and I appreciate your support, man. We're gonna change the world. All right,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna let this last person in that's been waiting for a second, and then we're off for the night, guys. This is like the longest live stream I've done, I think. What's your sign? Take a guess.
Then to do with this oil.
What was that? Hello?
What are you gonna do with this much oil?
What am I going to do with the oil? Well, I'm going to put it into a vehicle and run the vehicle to show the world that we can run vehicles off of oil made from plastic.
Can you sell this oil?
Yes, it can be sold just like how, you know, gasoline or crude oil can be sold as well. Is that it? Those are your questions?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You have a blessed night. What was it? Cosmic. You said Virgo or Aquarius. All right, I'm not going to tell you, but it's one of those. I'm actually surprised. It's one of those. I'm not going to tell you which one. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm heading out for the night. I got a meeting to get on before I go to sleep. So, thank you all for stopping by, for watching. I really want to be going live every single day, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we're starting this campaign, and we're going to be doing this, guys. So just always feel free to stop by and join the lives, and you guys have a blessed night. We're going to change the world. 2024, let's do it. And thank you, Omar. Thank you, Omar, for stopping by. You're a real one, bro. I appreciate you. Appreciate you too, Mr. King. All the mods, all the OGs, everybody who's been here for years now. You guys take care, man. Blessed night. You guys on YouTube too. Thank you all for stopping by. Aquarius? Nah, I'm not Aquarius. All right, you guys all take care on YouTube too. Good night, everybody. And we're gonna do the Zoom calls too on YouTube next time, right from the get-go. So you guys take care. Have a blessed night.